Welcome back, everybody. Today we have some NECC League of Legends action. We got St. Clair College Academy taking on University of Michigan. I'm Theo, known as Ahoy Juan, and let's go over the desk. We got three of us today. Let's go over who we are real quick.
I am Matthias, also known as Matthias. You've seen me here time and time again, and I'm also joined by Gabriel. How you doing?
I'm going pretty good. So yeah, I'm Gabriel, aka Blockbeat. Today we're going to be going over the League of Legends Academy team, right? So going to be a really interesting match. What are your thoughts on it? How is it going to go?
It's going to be a great match. It's the grand finals of the NECC Great Lakes Division. This is what they've been fighting for, this title, this final match. We've brought it all the way here. You can see the team there locked in, the pregame chats and all that, but overall, they are dialed in. They're ready to take this one, and University of Michigan is going to be a tough one to take down.
Yeah, this matchup has happened already, and University of Michigan was able to get the 2-0 over this St. Clair Academy team. So the St. Clair Saints are looking for revenge today, maybe going to look to pull off a bit of an upset. As we can look through the bracket really quickly, let's look at both the runs. St. Clair Saints at the bottom there were able to 2-0 Lakers Esports, and they were able to 2-0 UN Esports Gold to get into the grand finals. And on the other side, University of Michigan also making quick work of DePaul Black and University of Michigan UMIC Lowell there. So able to get 2-0s all across the board. Both teams looking very strong for the first couple rounds of this playoffs. But now it is the grand finals, the two strongest teams, and they will look to battle it out at the end here.
Yeah, looking at this bracket, it's the battle of the sweepers here. Both teams going 2-0, not really facing much resistance until now. The teams only separated by a measly river are now about to battle it out. Gabriel, how excited are you?
Well, this match is going to be a best of 5, right? So first to 3 wins. What I'm going to want to see from both sides here is that the first probably 1 to 2 matches are going to be feeling out your opponent. Actually, probably more the first one. Going to be filling out your opponents, seeing how they're going to play out. As we can see here on the scoreboard, right? University of Michigan, 6 wins, 0 losses. St. Clair Saints are at 4 wins, 1 loss. So total game wins, right? You have University of Michigan at 12, and then St. Clair Saints at 8. So if you look at the stats, right here, University of Michigan looking a little bit better than St. Clair Saints, right? But doesn't mean that the Saints can't take this one. We have seen them play. They have 2-0 swept their previous opponents, so I want to see some gold coming out of Saints here.
Definitely, University of Michigan is the one to beat there. 0 losses, and it's up to the Saints Academy team to try and mar their record. Theo, what are you thinking of this? Looking at the scoreboard, University of Michigan is just perfect, impeccable. Yeah. They're the Goliath here against St. Clair's David. Not to put them down, they're very skilled, but overall, it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, but it is, as we said, a best of 5, and that changes the game from a best of 3. There's going to be many different strategies pulled out here. We're going to see definitely some spicy drafts, to say the least. I think both teams are going to be picking up some very interesting pickups that we won't see coming. So I couldn't be more excited for that. And I know both these teams have been prepping for each other since the last time they battled. It was a 2-0, but it was pretty close, especially in the early games, because I remember casting that game. But in the middle to late games, University of Michigan were just able to have their macro and team fights just that tiny bit better. So St. Clair today are going to look to maybe draft more for those team fights and maybe look to take those early dragons and snowball like that.
Yeah, taking those team fights is going to be key here. And overall, we're coming off of a new patch like today. So there's going to be some adjustments to the draft, I believe. I think we were talking about some of these earlier. I think we might see a brand jungle come into fruition. We've seen that more and more, and the buffs are going to help them clear a little bit faster.
Yeah. Being on the map a lot, just as a jungler, helps out. And as you said, brand, we've seen our St. Clair Academy team pick it before. That's the only reason I really mentioned it, because they know how to play it and it worked out for them. So let's look through the patch note really quickly. Brian Ivern got nerfs, but look at how many buffs there are. We have Azir, Braum, Galio, Gragas, Cassante, Leona, Lucian, Mordekaiser, Kiana, and Zeri all getting buffs. Some champions there we will for sure see today. Like Cassante, I think, is going to be banned out for a lot of the series. And we might even see champs like Gragas make their way up to top lane, maybe see him there, and a lot of utility and damage in these updates.
Yeah, No, going into depth actually. So I read the patch notes today because they came out today, and Gragas's late game skilling is actually going to be looking a lot better. The healing on his passive got a really good quality of life upgrade where it actually scales and grows in size, not only with his health but with his level, right? So he can actually stay into the fight a little bit longer past level 6, that kind of thing. Cassante, they basically just made him scale more with armor on his W, which granted isn't the ability that deals the bulk of his damage, but yeah, Cassante buff. Those are two words I want to hear in the same sentence, right? Briar nerfs were surprisingly they were targeted towards her lethality build, which has been tearing up solo queue lately. So that was more of a solo queue kind of centered nerf. You're not really gonna see it in those big team fights, right? Briar is like she can play frontline really well, but with her bruiser build, right? I build her full critter lethality because I know I can blow up the ADC or whatever gets in my path, right? But when you're playing for those team fights, you're looking a little bit more for that bruiser build so that you can stay in the front line and let your DPS, right?
Definitely, we're seeing there's the Briar buffs we were just talking about, or nerfs actually, that we were just talking about. Gonna probably try and go for the little bit more of a tanky build now if you're gonna be picking Briar, but we've been seeing that banned out time and time again. But going over some of the other champs, I know Zeri, one of my friends, he plays Zeri, finally got a buff. Zeri was in an awful spot, so maybe we'll start seeing Zeri again, but I don't really know if any of the teams play Zeri after the past few patches. She's just kind of been at the bottom tier.
I'm pretty surprised Azir got a buff. He's been a pretty meta pick for quite a long time, and him getting buffs, I think for sure we're gonna see him today. Just a very strong scaling mid laner. As you can see, the Zeri buffs here, a lot of AD growth on the base there from 1.3 to 2, and the W getting some buffs as well. Looks like base damage on that ability going to be doing just a tiny bit more. So some pretty good buffs for Zeri. Could be seeing her today as well. Maybe paired up with a Lulu or something down in that ball lane.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we got too many support buffs or nerfs this patch, so we're all going to be seeing the same Rakans and more engagement. I guess we got Vel'Koz, but...
Leona too, yeah.
Leona.
Vel'Koz and Leona were like
true.
the biggest ones, right? When you look at Leona, and this is something that I want to point out a lot when you look at that patch note, it kind of like stunned me. Yeah, coming from
Here
Leona.
it is.
Yep, there it is.
So it stunned me because they got the W to get a lot more magic resistance. Like if you look at the magic resistance that you usually get, right, it was 40 magic resistance and 40 armor. And then now they changed it to 50 on both sides, right? So that's a significant amount, right? Now, when it comes to armor, you can kind of throw that at anything and it's fine. But MR isn't something that stacks as easily, right? So Leona getting that extra MR means that she's going to deal a lot better with poke mages. Granted, it's still an engaged support against a poke mage. You still have to respect it, but it's going to be a lot less damage. I mean, granted, it's centered around scaling, right? So if you're leveling your W, second or third, you're probably going to not see it too much in the laning phase. But if you're leveling it first, you're going to see a big difference in terms of resistances. And the other thing is the solar flare, which they just basically said, throw more damage at it.
Yep, and that one up at least 80%. It looks like that's going to be a tough one to go up against. And I believe Vel'Koz, just to touch on that, we did see Vel'Koz was in an awful spot up until the last few patches. And ever since that one patch, we've been seeing it more and more. And I believe one of the teams, the Saints varsity team, I think went up a Vel'Koz Misfortune bot lane.
Yeah, that was
they just
brutal.
stacked their ultimates up, just totally wiped them off the map.
Yep. That thing was literally just press buttons and snap, Thanos snap, everything's gone, So these are kind of just the buffs to set up for what's going to come out next 2 weeks for when the next season comes out, because that's when Vel'Koz is getting the biggest changes. I know from playing on PBE. Because Vel'Koz is gonna be a lot more manageable on PBE. When I played on PBE, because his E gets a buff where his airborne comes out a lot faster, so it's gonna be a lot harder to dodge. So yeah, Vel'Koz is gonna be looking a lot more powerful in the future. But I think we're gonna be looking interesting.
Yeah, the draft is gonna be looking very interesting. Theo, do you have any other thoughts?
I mean, it's going to be an exciting matchup, to say at least. I hope it goes at least 4 to 5 games. I don't want to see a clean 3-0. I want to see these teams really put on a show for us tonight. But with that being said, we're going to throw it to a very, very quick break because we will have draft coming up very, very soon. Players are getting ready. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to NECC Grand Finals Great Lakes Division St. Clair Academy team versus University of Michigan. And we have our draft ready. We're going to go through it. We're going to analyze all these champions. Once again, I'm Matthias, joined by Jordan and Theo.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
The draft. Okay, so we were talking a little bit about the patch notes,
Yes.
right? Let's see. What are your thoughts for the both of you? What do you expect to see through each team? We've seen them play before.
You know what I expect to see? Some great. I expect to see a more typical pick. I'll let you take this one away. Theo.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna see probably a tank or a fighter in the top lane for each team. I think we might see tanks come out in the jungle as well. The only weird thing might be a brand jungle coming out, as we see a ban coming up from St. Clair College Academy. Oriana's gone. University of Michigan gets rid of that Fiora. Two really strong champions in the meta right now. As Ivern, who got nerfed, I believe, still going to be banned out from the side of St. Clair College Academy. They don't want to be going up against that, as University of Michigan will ban out Karthus. That's a pretty interesting one. I didn't think we would be seeing that, but it could be flexed to the ball lane as well. A very strong champion down there. St. Clair College Academy are chopping down the trees today. Malkai is out of there, and Nico is banned out from University of Michigan. Some very, very interesting bans to start off the draft. What are we thinking?
Yeah, that Karthus ban could prove to be some interesting picks, because I know Karthus really heavily counters some champs. We're seeing the Rakan pick for St. Clair Academy, and then we're going to see the Jarvan 4 pick in retaliation there. Along with that, they steal the Xayah right back. Didn't get the ban, so you're going to get the pick. There's Graves going over to St. Clair Academy, probably going to be going jungle, seeing that time and time again. There's Ezreal going in the bot lane. That's an interesting bot lane pairing. I usually don't see an engaged support with Ezreal as much, but I'm sure it can work. There's Silas there over on the side of U of Michigan. I don't know where that could go. That could go many places.
Probably mid.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the draft here, the Fiora ban makes sense, right? Because we know that St. Clair has a really strong top lane Fiora. We've seen it time and time again. It works. Here, ooh, yeah, the Aatrox ban, the Syndra ban. Okay, the Aatrox ban doesn't make too much sense because Silas actually likes Aatrox alties. And, I mean, into this comp, you don't have too much trouble with the Aatrox, right? Granted, you need to get that counter pick in, but, like, you pick a Kled into an Aatrox, you got a good team fight, plus anti-heal base, you're pretty good. I mean, granted, you don't play Kled in pro play usually, but there's always an option. Ooh, the Alistar pick, though, coming out.
And then we also see our other last two bans on the side of St. Clair Academy. It's going to be Cassante and Nautilus. See the Ornn pick for them, the Alistar pick for the support. And then only have a few more left, but the Ornn pick, that's definitely going to be going top, right?
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, the Silas Blind is a very weird pickup, but I don't know if I like the Swain pickup here, because now that Silas will be able to take that ultimate and he will just become so tanky. So let's see what University of Michigan look to answer with in the top lane, into the Ornn. Probably going to look to something that can shred tanks, and there it is. Gwen so good into both Swain and Ornn. Here we have the drafts, and I have to say, University of Michigan, they're looking like they came out on top of this one.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to agree with you there. They have many things that can just straight up counter what the Saints have picked. A lot of good alts. I don't think there's a single bad alt that the Silas could steal there.
Yeah, I mean,
bottom support.
like even Rakan ult for mobility.
It's amazing.
Like, anything is good there. So I'm surprised that they picked the Ornn and the Swain after seeing the Silas. It's a very interesting play for me, but maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they want to somehow bait that Silas maybe with those ultimates and go into plays. But with all that being said, we're going to be going into game, and we're going to be getting underway.
Yeah, here, looking at the runes, we have a lot of conquerors. 3 conquerors on this side of Michigan, which, I mean, it adds up, right? J4 heals a lot, Gwen heals a lot, Silas heals too much, although that's a personal opinion. Lethal Tempo, of course, coming out on the Xayah, because what else would she build? Glacial Augment on the Alistar, so they're going to get a lot of CC down. Granted, the composition itself isn't intensive on CC, right? You have the Silas, you have the Xayah, and you have the Alistar. But other than that, right, in terms of top lane, you don't have any flat C or hard CC. When you look at the other side of the coin, though, Ornn is a CC powerhouse. Graves has some semi-solid CC in terms of isolation, but it's only a slow, right? So the blind is the biggest part of the isolation, so it kind of depends. The Swain CC powerhouse once he gets Srylas. Ezreal, no CC, but of course he has the mobility, and then Rockon looking at, again, a lot of CC, a lot of mobility. So really interesting the way that the CC's kind of spread out in this team comp, and I really want to see how the team fights are going to play out. The laning phase is kind of going to be decided by the picks here, right? I mean, Gwen into Ornn is kind of a skill matchup. You can see the Ornn here taking the Ignite, right? So Ornn is confident in his in his fighting abilities in the lane here, versus Gwen, who goes for the Ghost, a little bit more of a team fight based thing instead of the Flash. So we're going to be seeing how things play out, and kind of just generally speaking, what is going to get up in this laning phase. So what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I think the laning phase early game is definitely going to go over to the Swain. He just has a little bit more power in that root than Silas does. But in the long game, I think University of Michigan is going to end up on top once we get into the mid to late game. Yep, like I said, the Silas, or the Swain getting a pick on the Silas right off of the bat. I think the Silas was just a little bit unprepared there.
Yeah, no, I mean, and using the TP here, because he kind of has to, right? I mean, look at the wave. The wave is heading towards Swain, so here he has to TP or else he loses a big amount of minions. Oh, hold on here. We might be looking at a gank in the top lane. J4 heading for the Ornn. Ornn going to dash out of the way.
Flash.
J4 dashing straight towards the Ornn. Not getting the airborne, though. Ornn just going to walk away from the fight. Not going to be hindered whatsoever.
I mean, Ornn doesn't have flash. The Jarvan just has to hit that knockup, but he doesn't, and he does walk away with his life. In mid lane, Swain getting that early kill, as Graves going to come up here, is not going to be able to find too much damage. Doesn't have CC to lock anyone down there, but should probably have looked to maybe invade the other side of the jungle there. Bad Rig Grimes would have been an interesting play with his Jarvan spending so much time in the top lane here. Maybe they're going to look for a dive onto this Gwen. She does not have flash, has the Ghost and teleport, but the Jarvan is hovering here to make sure that there is no danger. So a good start for St. Clair College, up 600 gold. Basically because of that Swain in the mid lane, somehow getting that first blood onto the Silas. That shouldn't happen in the matchup, but just some maybe mechanical great plays and missed plays from both sides allowing that one to happen, and he's going to be able to get this wave in, get his back off, TP back to lane, and it's going to be looking very, very strong for the rest of the game.
Yeah, most definitely here. In the bot lane, we see the Alistar going for an engage here, but Rockon going to re-engage. Not going to get a lot of damage through, though, on the side of the bot lane. This lane kind of in the bot side, we're going to see Ezreal wants to play that poke game. He wants to get that damage onto Xayah. Oh, hold on here.
Kill.
Ornn with the play in the top side, going to get the solo kill on the Gwen. Gwen is good against tanks, but Ornn is, well, a tank, a mage, an assassin, and all of the above. So you gotta watch out.
Great solo kill.
He had his nerfs, his buffs, and all that, but yeah, he's still very, very strong. So you gotta watch out when you play against Ornn. Gotta play it properly, mainly with that percentage of health damage, his just raw tankiness. As you can see here, getting his MR right. Once he gets an item, any item. Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, 1 for 1. It's worth though, because the Ornn is gonna TP back, catch that whole wave. Now that Ornn got a Negatron Cloak, he's going to be so tanky against this Gwen. So up top for the side of St. Clair College, things are looking very, very good. In mid lane, still having that 1 kill advantage, but the CS has evened out. And down the bot lane, both ADCs just kind of farming up, not too much going on down there. Both junglers not able to find any crucial ganks too early. So just St. Clair College are just winning through their solo lanes, and that's going to be their way to win this game.
Yeah, they started this match off in a very good position, getting some nice early kills. Jungler's not able to find any ganks, but that's just because these laners playing so safe. But we might see something happen here in this mid lane as the Jarvan 4 gears up to go on Codito. Swain, if he pushes up just a little bit further, he's going to jump for it. And there it is. That's the Q, but we're going to go into the bot lane where we have an engagement as well. Overall, not much going to amount from that. And that's just the early game. You see engages, they don't get fully committed to. You're just trying to play it safe, not overextend.
Yeah, it's kind of how it plays down in the early game. Mainly in these lanes, you see one solo kill, and as a jungler, you say, okay, well, I can't head there, right? I mean, you look at the top lane, he's got the cloak, he's got the ruby crystal. You're not ganking that Ornn anymore. I hate to break it to you, but you're not ganking the Ornn anymore. It's just, period. It's not happening. The mid lane, well, that's a Swain. Once he hits his level 6, which I think he just did. Yeah, once he hits his level 6, you ganking is effectively just giving him more targets to heal off of, so pointless. So you're gonna go bot lane. Well, I mean, you can go bot lane, but the problem is he's pathing topside, right? So he's always kind of heading to that top side, right? His camps are resetting kind of at that point. So he has to reset his jungle so that he can then head to the bot side. But by doing that, you're wasting time and resources, right? So it's kind of a question of, okay, well, what do I do now, right? Both junglers path towards top side. So either A or B wins, and whoever lost kind of has to refix their jungle now. So jungle's gonna be a fun play now.
I think Jarvan should maybe look up towards this top lane now that the Gwen has level 6, because I think with that level 6, they maybe might have enough damage to kill the Ornn, but the Ornn is just so far ahead. He's doing so much damage to the Gwen, and it's just making this matchup so hard. We're going to see this Jarvan probably take the Scuttle Crab and just hover around the mid lane as the Swain. He's going to go back to base. He's going to recall, get his items online and move his way back up to mid lane. He gets that Oblivion Orb to reduce the healing of the Sylas and the Gwen. It's a pretty interesting pickup early into the game, and it should be a good one for this game, especially when you're so far ahead. You can splash a bit of gold into that anti-heal, and it could just be that crucial thing that you need to win that team fight. We're going to see maybe a solo kill here up in the top lane. Ornn going to look for the 1v2. He's going to find the first, and he definitely has the tankiness to survive. The Jarvan gank will just turn this one around, and 1v2 solitary skill just showing us how it's done on this Ornn. On the flip side of the map, St. Clair College Academy will be able to pick up this first dragon, and they have a solid 1.4k gold lead to start off the game.
And with how this early game is going, it's hard to believe that University of Michigan beat them 2-0. What an improvement so far, but we're still in the early game, only 8 minutes in. They could be going for a late scaling comp, and that's the nature of League of Legends. It could just quickly slip away from you, a few, bad feeds, and now you're against a bad laner here.
Yeah, here. So we can see that there is a good amount of late game into Michigan's team comp here. The Gwen being really strong in that late game with her healing, mainly in those jungle skirmishes where everybody's kind of lined up. J4 being really strong in those jungle skirmishes, again, because of his ultimate, which blocks off terrain. So if you can wombo a J4 Gwen combo, usually whoever is within that J4 ulti will die 100%, right? And then you have the Xayah with the AoE feathers that are going to hit everywhere. You have the Alistar with the knockups, right? There is a very good synergy in here, right? You probably have like the Sylas in there using the Swain ultimate to tank him, that kind of idea, right? So there is a huge synergy when it comes to Michigan's team comp, but in terms of early game,
It's pretty weak.
it depends, right? If you play it well, don't get me wrong, it can be played well, and you can dominate, right? I mean, if you place both of these team comps in the hands of Silvers, it's going to be a 50-50, and it's going to depend on who you gave the team comp to, right? But at this level, oh, hold on here, we have an engage in the bot lane. Xayah going to deal a lot of damage, taking a lot of damage. Rockon just kind of running away here. We're not going to be seeing any significant deaths. So, yeah, just Grave taking the Herald here. I mean, it's kind of just the play. I mean, J4's in the bot lane now. Could he be looking for a play here? Thoughts?
I don't quite think so. Probably just going to ward clear. Be there if the team needs any backup. And Rick, you're going to secure this rift. And like you were saying, it depends how you play for the early game win. But that early game ship has sailed, and now they're just playing to not make this any worse for themselves.
Yeah, and I mean, we can see here, if I can bring your attention to Ornn's items. Abyssal Mask first item. Now that is, yeah. Claps to everyone if you didn't hear that, but you can't play the game anymore. You have Sylas, who's AP. You have Gwen, who's AP. That's the extent of your front line other than the J4, but So you have Abyssal Mask on Ornn. Ornn's your front line, right? Abyssal Mask, that means that Gwen has less magic resistance, which Ornn profits off of because he deals magic damage. Plus, he gets those magic resistances.
Oh, there's a TP. There's a TP coming in from the Sylas. Will he get to catch this? Alistar is looking for the flash on him. He will find him. Alistar's going to go back in, knock up 2, but he will go down first. But here's the team fight. The Sylas coming out from the Sylas. The Alistar is going to get 2, and there's so much damage coming out from St. Clair. Swain getting 1 as well, and the Sylas will have to make his way out. A 3-0 for St. Clair College, pulling up a TP there behind, able to get the flank, and that's a huge lead for them now, a 3k gold lead. And you know, all that stuff going on bot side is very, very good for them, but this Ornn is going to continue to keep stomping this top lane. He's up 20 CS in a matchup where he should be losing, so very well played from everyone from St. Clair College for this game so far, and it's taking a collective team effort to take down University of Michigan.
And amazing teamwork all around. They're there with the TPs. They're taking the team fights very quickly and smartly, and I gotta give props to that Silas. I think the only reason he got out there is because he had his own Swain. We're seeing engage once again on the top lane, but that's what you see, a little poke here and there. But another team fight here happening in the mid. We're gonna see J4 ult down, come out, lock that one down, but they're not gonna find much of it. They're actually gonna be put in the awful position as the rest of the team gets burned down by the Graves. The Swain gonna get the pull as well, and that's gonna be the Alistar almost going down, and Kodito on a killing spree, getting killed.
And they kill Silas as well.
And they're gonna get Silas, he's under tower, and they get it! Swain getting a double kill, and now
Ornn got a kill as well.
and now, like we were saying, the early game, it could just slip away from you. 11-1. Now University of Michigan has so much work to do to get themselves out of this rut they've dug themselves.
I mean, if you're a fan of St. Clair College Academy, you are very, very happy with what you're seeing. Up 6.5k gold in 12 minutes is insane. This game should be pretty smooth sailing for the side of St. Clair now if they can just not make any huge mistakes, just fight the dragons, fight the Rift Heralds, play around the objectives. Should be very hard to throw one to throw away, especially with their team comp. So much tankiness, and when tanks get ahead, they just become unkillable. There's gonna be a dragon spawning in 5 seconds. I want to see St. Clair move over to that one and take that on, probably for free, as University of Michigan probably can't fight it.
Definitely, but you don't want to let your guard down, especially against a team of this caliber. They were also 2-0ing every team they've gone up against. They were looking to 3-0 this one, but I think we're in it for a very interesting couple of games. And always, the pride cometh before the fall. You can't get too overconfident, too comfortable, but you can be comfortable getting this next drag.
Yeah, definitely here. The drag going to be valuable. We're going to be seeing what kind of soul? Let's see.
Mounted.
Hold on. Mounted?
Yeah.
You call him Mountain? Oh, wow. Okay, Mountain Soul. Mountain Soul good. Wait, hold on. Mountain Soul in a team full of tanks. Oh boy, I can already see how this is gonna go. If if St. Clair gets, so what? It's 8% bonus armor and MR, I think, per Mountain Drag. So that's a possibility of, hold on, 8 plus 8, that's 16. So 16% extra armor and resistances, just in general. Plus you have Ornn. So Ornn does his upgrade thingy.
And there's Ornn up top, looking to get another. He's just bullying this Gwen here, keeping the Gwen from the CS.
I mean, he's looking for the solo kill. He's popping the ultimate up there. Will he have enough damage?
Yeah.
Doesn't even need the ignite. Just level 12 against level 10. You see how it's done. 5-1 on the Ornn now. And if the Ornn is ahead, he's going to be able to give you those items, as you said. Level 13 is when those spikes coming through. And he's going to be getting close to 2 items. If he can just get to level 13, 14 really, really quickly, give his Swain the upgrade on the Rylai's and just get him so much damage popping, or on the Leandris, I apologize. We'll get the damage flowing through there, the health, everything just gets upgraded so much. That's why Ornn has been played for so long, but with a 7k gold lead in 15 minutes, this game is looking very, very rough for the side of University of Michigan.
Yeah, copium, but I mean, it is recoverable.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, yeah, that's why I said copium beforehand. The way you recover from this is very difficult. I mean, your top lane needs levels, right? That's literally the identity of top lane. Why do you play top lane? Because I like having levels ahead of the ADC. But when you look at the Gwen, it's kind of, well, not present. Gwen has 1 level over her ADC. Gwen is level 10. Xayah is level 9. J4 is behind his ADC. And out of all of this, somehow I'd say Silas is ahead. Like, from his entire team, Silas is ahead. He's the only one with a mythic. He's the only one with his first item.
Well, that's the most ahead for the team, but yeah, he's still down CS, down kills, and down
2k gold, man.
down 2k gold.
Over.
Saints, if you're University of Michigan, you're just hoping the Saints slip up in some sort of way, get too overconfident, you know, try and go for some crazy kills, as we're starting to see here, chasing past
no.
the turret.
She's
But
gonna get her wave proxied.
The thing is, the comp of St. Clair College is so hard to mess up once you're ahead. If they were playing something like maybe a Renekton Nidalee Jace with just high, like, lane damage, you're expecting to win lane and get ahead early, but your team playing is a bit you know, then you'd be like, oh, okay, it's a bit of a dangerous spot here. But St. Clair just have such good team fight with the Swain and the Ornn. But there's going to be a little damage here coming up from the Xayah. Maybe they're going to look to dive this Swain, but I don't know if they can. He still has his ultimate, still has the flash. There are 3 members. Badger Grimes is taking that Rift Herald, so nobody's down here in the ball. He's going to be all 4 members going to try and kill the Swain. And now he has no ability. He's going to get knocked up, and he will get taken down. The Xayah does get a very, very big shutdown, but other side of the map, the Graves is able to take down the Gwen, and this tier 1 will fall. This tier 2 will fall. You can look at the map. Nobody red anywhere near the side of St. Clair College. They're going to be taking this base apart, taking mid-tier 2, top tier 2, and so much gold all around the map. Yes, there's a little shutdown going over to Xayah, but look at the items. This game is wide open.
Was the Swain worth 2 turrets and a lot
3
of damage?
turrets.
You're right, you're correct. 3 turrets for 1 life. They thought Codito's life was worth that. A little change.
I don't think so.
I think we all agree here. No, that was not worth it. But
You gotta pull something.
They're trying to take what they can get.
Yeah.
They saw an opening, they got it, but with such high committal from that, it cost them dearly.
I think that's 600 gold on the Xayah versus just the tier 2 alone that fell. That's 1,100 gold.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mr. Cannon.
numbers definitely add up there. I mean, again, at least it was on the Xayah, right? Xayah is getting her Kraken Slayer now. Ezreal is...
I'm just trying to think about this now. Would they even be able to contest Baron once it's up, just with how far behind they are?
No.
I'm sure if they play their cards exactly right, and Saints play their micro awfully,
But the
maybe,
thing is,
but...
St. Clair don't have that much Baron damage when you really look at it. They have the Graves, which is great, but he's going for the Gore Drinker Black Cleaver build. He's up a full item on the Jarvan as well, just want to point that out. Ornn on 2 items now, does pick up the Jack Show, does have it upgraded as well. He's level 13, next level up, you already know he's giving either the Israel upgraded Trinity or the Leandri's upgrade on the Swain. The 3rd dragon will be very, very free for Badger Grimes. Your St. Clair College now going to be on Soul Point in 5 minutes. If University of Michigan can't look to bring it back by then, that is the fight they're going to have to take. And at that point, the Mountain Soul is just going to be game-winning, like game-ending type of winning. So University of Michigan are going to have to look for a play, and here they are. They're going to be looking for this Ornn. They get the root from Deverfrost. They get the knock-up. Let's see if they have the damage. There's nobody here from side of St. Clair to help him out. 1v3. He's just so tanky, but he's not doing too much damage back. The Swain will pick up the Gwen on the other side of the map and pick up 2, actually. They're still trying to kill this Ornn, but
been so
their
long.
whole base is falling apart. Solitary skill still refusing to go down. He'll just try and walk this one off. Sidesteps to Silas. E is going to be able to stay alive. Will able to dodge out the Q. He will fall down, but the rest of the base of University of Michigan is falling. And at the end of the day, it's a 2-for-1 for St. Clair, but they managed to wipe out all of bot lane, opening up the inhibitor and looking very, very strong to take this game 1.
That Ornn is tankier than the turret with platings.
Yeah, that horn was built like a brick truck there, like a brick wall. Just, oh my god, it took them longer to kill that than I think it would have taken them to kill most of the objectives on the map.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Just taking down those towers. That Ornn alone, just burning so much time, is going to be such a boon to the team.
Well, and abilities. I mean, we had a few ultimates come out there. I mean, we had the Silas ult. We had the what I believe. I don't remember who was there now.
It was
Great.
Silas, Alistar, and Jarvan, which is very not smart. I don't know why you would send the only 3 people on your team who can't do damage to the Ornn to kill him. You have the Kraken Slayer on the Xayah, which will do damage to him, and you have the Gwen, as there's going to be a fight here up in the jungle. The Rakan's going to find a huge engage alongside the Alistar, but the Graves will get pushed back into the team. Very dangerous position for him. He should go down here. There's going to be a shutdown going over to Jarvan. The Ornn ult is going to be on 2, but the Silas will pick up the thing there, and now the Alistar will go down. This Orange is doing so much tanking. Gwen, though, trying to take down the Swain, won't be able to. Now it's a 3v3 situation. The side of University of Michigan do have to back up, but they do pick up one shutdown for themselves. Still, that Swain and Ezreal so far ahead, just able to maneuver their way out of that team fight. Ornn is able to stay alive, and St. Clair College will continue to keep their aggression on the map after that team fight.
Yeah, I have to point out here, after that little, initial fight, right after Swain's ult runs out.
Oh, we got a little bit of disconnect.
okay,
But
yeah.
yeah, continue your thoughts, sorry.
Right after the Swain ult runs out, right, what could have been done was you basically go back in, right? Because Swain without his ults, is he really a champion? No. Swain, his entire identity is his ultimate. It's the fact that he can heal and just not die. You had the Ornn, you had the Swain, and I think the last person was the Rockon. Where's the damage in that? Swain without ult doesn't deal damage. He heals a bit, but he doesn't deal damage, right? So if they went back in, they had the Xayah, they had, I believe, the Alistar, and the J4 left. You have your tank, you have your DPS, you have your other tank. You had enough to go back into that fight. Granted, it's a 50-50, but shutdowns could be worth. I don't know.
I think St. Clair are just way too tanky with that Swain being so far ahead and the Orange just being on almost 3 items. I don't think University of Michigan really have the damage to turn that one around, especially after so much of their frontline falls. They'll just get one shot by the Swain, it feels like. He still had the hourglass up, so they could have even baited with that. But now the Manamune is finished on that Ezreal. He's also on 2 items. Xayah is basically the dying hope for University of Michigan here. He does have 2 items on herself there, but everyone else just so far behind. We're going to see the Baron is starting up for St. Clair College here, but someone is caught out. The Rakan is going to pop his ultimate and luck to do some damage there. The Swain ultimate does get copied from the Silas, but he gets absolutely one shot. And here's going to be the chase coming out. Oh my goodness, look at that CC chain. They're able to pick up 2, and now they're going to probably either try to end the game mid or move their way over back to the Baron. They're going to opt to go for the Baron play, and a nice little 3-4-0 there. After this Baron, St. Clair College will look to finish this game off and get off to a good start in his best of 5.
And if Baron somehow doesn't put the nail in the coffin for University of Michigan, they have Dragon Soul waiting for them right after. But so University of Michigan not looking great.
Yeah, no, that team fight was, I mean, we saw the exact same thing not even 30 seconds ago. And they did the exact same thing, and the exact same result happened. Have I ever told you the definition of insanity? Because that right there is insanity. You just did the same thing again and again, and well, what did you expect? You got the same results.
And I got to give the props to the Swain for shutting that. That was in Swain.
Swain, oh my.
He shut down the entire team there, just kept everybody up. And Silas tried to get, but they got Rakan off a little bit too far pushed up there. They're trying to take the other engages right now.
Oh, they're looking at Alistar though. The Alistar will get charmed up, and look at the CC, the damage. He will go down. Soul spawning up in 20 seconds. St. Clair College have full control of the jungle. They're gonna wipe out all the vision, and University of Michigan know they can't contest this. And I think as soon as this Dragon falls, St. Clair are gonna be getting ready for their final push.
Yeah, this is going to be a farming festival for University of Michigan here. You can't do anything else. I mean, your Alistar got picked off while using his ult, mind you. So you're not going to have that whenever you guys need to defend the turrets, because that's the next step, right? You know Soul's already gone. They have Baron. That's going to last for probably another, I'd say, about 30 seconds. And then, well, that's your towers being sieged right now, actually. So, like, what are they supposed to do? They don't have damage or enough to wave their Baron waves. They're gonna have to do what they can, right, to clear the waves. And that might mean exposing themselves to danger, and swing grab is a pain in the butt. So when you're trying to clear those waves, you might get grabbed, and well, surprise, surprise, now you're dead.
Rakan gonna get the engage there. A lot of ults are gonna come out. Wow, the Ezreal ult and the Gwen's trying to protect her with the shield, but it's not gonna work. Codito getting a multi-kill there, and now only 2 remain on the, or 3 remain on the side of University of Michigan, and that's gonna be the first inhib going down.
And that will probably be the game. They have all 5 members. Yes, low HP on the Rakan, but he's just there as the bait. The Ezreal's full HP. The Ornn is about to get ready to tank up everything. They have 2 inhibs down. Gonna go top lane. and maybe take down that third one, or maybe gonna look to finish the game right here. No, you can see the Ezreal making his way over to that top lane turret. Gonna get 3 inhibitors exposed and just wait for those minions to come in, as I don't think University of Michigan will even have the wave clear to clear out the minions alongside the St. Clair members. This will be a very hard defense for them. Let's see what's going to happen in 5v5. Yet again, there's the Ornn ultimate onto the backline. The Jarvan does get one shot, and the Gwen is in there. You can see the Silas with the Rakan ult trying to get everyone charmed up. The Rakan is going to force out the Xayah ult. The Xayah is going to ult. He is going to get to 1 HP, but is not going to find the kill, as the Ezreal is just able to finish off everybody. And that is going to be game 1. Going over to St. Clair College Academy over University of Michigan.
What a way to end it. 27-5. Soul Baron, every objective denied, and the enemy team only getting 1 turret. That's what you want to see if you're St. Clair College Academy. And if you're University of Michigan, I don't know what you do next. You're going to have to probably get a whole different ban wave going.
Yeah, you're going to have to talk about what just happened. 27-5. University of Michigan, I don't think they've even dropped a single game this entire season. I think they've been flawless. So this is a first for them. And St. Clair College Academy just straight up annihilating them. It wasn't even a close one.
Why is the Ornn top DPS?
I mean, if you wouldn't know better, you would think that University of Michigan were the ones on top and St. Clair College was the ones on the bottom. But St. Clair College just chefing up a masterclass. You could look at the damage there. The Ornn, the Swain, the Graves, and the Ezreal just doing their work. The Rakan just felt like got so many good engages. The Silas sometimes just overextended onto him, and the Rakan instantly popped that ultimate, charmed him up, and they were able to pick him up. But yeah, very strong showing for St. Clair College in game 1. They're going to look to keep the momentum going for the rest of the series.
I mean, yeah, it was a clean game. I don't think I've ever really seen a cleaner game. Like, it was played very well. There was 1 death, but that death was taken for 3 turrets, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll take that.
You don't want... They definitely did not underestimate their opponents. They definitely did not get overconfident there. They were locked in the entire time. I see sometimes, even in some teams in the higher levels, even at the very important games, they get a little silly with it because they're a little too overconfident, and that's when they lose. That's when they throw the game. They're like, let's go for a team fight. We'll win it for sure. Or let's not get these inhibs. Let's just try and end. And then, a fight breaks out, and you have to start from 0 again.
Yeah, those turns of events are a pain in the butt to deal with, and yeah, they knew their game plan, they executed the game plan, and they didn't get cocky. That's like the most important part, right? You don't want to get cocky because then you make mistakes. What I want to see from the side of Michigan, though, is they're probably just gonna say, okay, so this didn't work. New draft, new bans, new picks, just a whole new thing, right? We're probably gonna see the Fiora ban again. That's the one thing that I'm going to say is probably going to show up again. Because Fiora is one of those champions that every top laner sees and they say, yeah, we're banning that. I don't care. We're banning that. I know because I play Fiora. And I love it when I piss people off. I don't play Vayne top, though. I don't stoop that low. But yeah, I mean, Fiora is one of those bans where you just, yeah, okay, they play Fiora, banner. And it's great because they waste 1 ban on you.
Exactly. But speaking of bans, we'll be back with the picks and bans for the next draft for Game 2. It's a best of 5, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a quick break. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the NECC Great Lakes Grand Finals. St. Clair College Academy team versus University of Michigan. St. Clair Academy did win the first game in an overwhelming fashion, so we'll see if things will change in this next draft.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at some pretty interesting drafts today, or well, more around this time, right? We saw that interesting draft beforehand, right? That first draft. Now that second draft, we're going to want to see what they learned from the previous one and what not to do. Okay, the Oriana ban coming out first thing, same thing as last draft, but I mean, it worked out, right? So, St. Clair Oriana ban first thing should work. Karthus ban again. I haven't seen a Karthus on the Academy team. I could just be me and I wasn't there, but I don't remember our Academy team playing Karthus. So it's an interesting pick to ban again, considering that you kind of want to change things up. Okay, Ivern ban again. So same thing. Fiora ban again on the University of Michigan. So same thing. Nautilus ban, this is new for St. Clair Academy.
No, it was the same, but it was
and
different
Nico
order.
ban.
Yeah, I mean, same bands as last game, just switched out a little bit in order, but yeah, basically same bands, so we won't be seeing Oriana, Ivern, Nautilus, Karthus, Fiora.
Have I
Nico
ever
this
told
game.
you the definition of insanity?
I think you have, and St. Clair College Academy, I mean, if it's working, why stop? They're going to be first picking the Recon again. It was such a good pick for them, but St. Clair College only got rid of one tree this time. Maokai able to get up there onto the battlefield. It was probably going to be probably a jungle. It could be played top, but University of Michigan also going to opt out for the Zaya, who it did work out for them last game. Zaya was their only strong point, so I think they're going to look to keep that ball lane and keep that in check, as St. Clair College Academy are going to go for a Jarvan of their own. Okay. They're not going to give that one over to University of Michigan. A very strong pickup, and now I think St. Clair College are going to pick their ADC since they know they're up against the Zaya. Probably wouldn't be the worst pick. What do you think they should take here? The Ashe is
Ashe
Oh,
is just
God,
a
no.
solid pick. It's just so good.
Yep.
Even this patch.
I
Overall,
feel
what are your
bad.
thoughts?
I feel bad. Ashe is such a pain in the butt to play against. I mean, when I play bot lane, I play Jhin, so it's kind of an...
But they picked
Oh,
Cassandra.
okay, never mind. Yep,
I
no,
think
okay.
it's
Michigan
that's
wins.
going to be very tough. Their top lane is going to have a lot to contend with. Got buffs even in the last patch, correct? So it's going to be even stronger than it was before. Buff after buff after buff. Cassandra is still going to be a force to be reckoned with. I like the Jarvan pick, as the Graves I don't think was performing to where they wanted it to be. And now you can see Silas Banda on the side of University of Michigan. If they're not going to pick it, I think they want to deprive St. Clair of that. And then we're going to see the Victor ban, which is really interesting.
Okay, that's new. That's like really out of... No, I mean, I guess Burst Mages,
Yeah, we're seeing the
Oriana
Syndra-
ban, Victor ban, Syndra ban. They are pretty strong in the current meta, so maybe that's kind of the idea here.
And
Alistar
Alistar ban
ban.
to finish it off. That Alistar did do pretty well on the
Yeah,
side of University of Michigan. Their bot lane as a whole was just their strong point, I think. Alistar got some good engages, and they're going to opt for the Janna, which is a
She got buffed
pick.
last patch, I
That's
believe.
true. I haven't really seen her being played since that buff, so...
I mean, you wouldn't usually see her with a champ like Zai because Zai wants engage, but
Yeah.
hey, I mean, we're going to see it here, and St. Clair College are going to pick up the Gwen of their own. I was hoping maybe for a Rumble pick, but Gwen basically does the same thing, is that AP damage into the very, very tanky top laner of Cassandra. So it is a good matchup, but we saw how the matchup went last game. Gwen just got pummeled by the tank, and now we see another Swain pick that's going to be in the mid lane again for St. Clair College, running it back. A pretty solid draft from them yet again.
Yeah, we're seeing a really, really good combo on the side of St. Clair here. Ooh,
No
hold on.
way.
The Kassadin
Kassadin.
mid. Okay, we haven't seen that boy in a while. Looking at the draft, St. Clair has a really clean combo that's coming up. You've got the Swain, you've got the Gwen, you've got the J4. Those three, they slam down. You're not moving, and you're taking a lot of damage, mainly in those jungle skirmishes, because Gwen ultimate in jungle skirmishes, you just don't miss. Swain ult is, well, everywhere, so you can't really get out. And J4 locks down your only means of escape, right, with his ultimate. So those three ultimates together in jungle skirmishes are going to be terrifying. On the side of Michigan, though, I can see the team fight. You can isolate some targets with the Maokai ult, try and get, Cassandra to pull somebody away. But the Yana's kind of what gets me like by surprise. Because Yana's kind of a champion that's like, well, she's an enchanter, right? She plays back, she throws out her tornadoes, she disturbs. Like if they picked, I don't know, a Yasuo, okay, I can kind of see it. You want to go for those airborne plays, right? But it's they picked a Yasuo here. They picked a Kassadin.
Yeah, one thing I do want to comment on is that Kassadin. The Kassadin pick,
Crazy pick.
it is crazy, but I think they did buff Kassadin like 2 patches back, so maybe there's a little bit more wiggle room, but it's going to be an uphill battle against the Swain. We've seen how good the Swain can be. Just a lot more tools in the kit.
I mean, I personally am not a big fan of the Kassadin. I'm going to keep it honest. He wastes a ward there, does get destroyed instantly. But the Kassadin pick needs basically to hit level 16 to hit a spike. That's what all that champ is known about. And last game, St. Clair College didn't allow a single member in the whole game to even reach level 16 the big game before the game was over. So if the Swain was having his way with someone like Silas, who has a bit more like lane, he's just in the lane a bit more than Kassadin, we're going to have to see if the Swain is going to dominate the lane again, or if maybe the Kassadin pick is what has to be picked up. At level 6 is probably the earliest that he can look for trades to maybe look for a kill. So it's going to be a very, very important matchup here in the mid lane, in the top lane. Bot lane, I think, is going to be pretty passive with the Janna, with the Ashe. It's just going to be some poke management, maybe some dives, but I don't think bot lane is going to be the biggest action-packed lane this game.
No, I mean, looking at the bot lane, most like as your biggest indicator, you have an enchanter in the bot lane. That means Xayah isn't doing anything. You're going to sit there and you're going to farm. That's your job. That means that Ashe is going to get the scale, and Ashe versus Xayah is kind of an equal scaling-ish. They're both kind of space gliders slash high damage at ADCs, but what you're what you're going to see the most is just Ashe getting all the priority because she has that rock on, right? The rock on basically says, all right, Yana, walk away. Just walk away from the wave, because you can't do anything. He catches Yana and she's dead. Period, right? In the mid lane, the only way I see the Kassadin working is the fact that Kassadin isn't an anti-mage, or that's like kind of his identity as a counterpick to mages, which could make it to his advantage. But again, Kassadin isn't known for being all that strong before level 16. Swain gets his power spike at level 6. Small difference, right? Here in the top lane, though, another thing that I want to point out is that Gwen is probably one of the only semi-decent matchups into Cassante. So we might be seeing something because Cassante's first item is usually the Iceborne Gauntlet, right? Which only builds physical resistances. So that magic damage plus percentage of max health damage basically renders his first item useless.
And already we're seeing dominance from the Gwen up top.
Yeah.
Seems like your guess is correct. Even before we build the items, and we're seeing invades already. The Saints are just so confident going into this game too.
Oh, he misses the EQ onto the Maokai though, but the flash is failed from the Maokai, and that will be first blood going over to the Jarvan. You can maybe see the nerves maybe coming out of University of Michigan a little bit in these grand finals when the pressure is on the most. They're making these tiny misplays, which is costing them big time. There's going to be maybe a plate going down in top lanes. Cassante is forced to burn his teleport very, very early. Gwen will probably TP back to lane as well if I had to guess, but you could see on that back, the only thing that Cassante bought was a refillable potion. Gwen's gonna get an amp tome and a refillable potion, so she's gonna be way stronger in that lane now. And now this Jarvan, after throwing this Maokai so far off tempo, will be able to make his way over the around the map very, very early and maybe look for some early objectives.
Yeah, here, as we can see, the jungle for Maokai is pretty much ruined. I mean, he's taking up the Pity Raptor, or yeah, Pity Scuttle, I mean, not Raptor. I mean, he's going to look for the invade here, but he's not going to find much.
He's just scouting it out a little bit. As he doesn't really have much in the way to recover right now. Just kind of has to wait until the rest he finds a good gank, I believe. And the Cassante going to try and even this one out, but he misses the W. That's going to hurt. And now in bot lane, they're also pushing up. All things are going great for St. Clair already, just in the minor little buffs that you need.
Yeah, they're up 800 gold. Their bot lane will be forced to back off here, but they do get the shove off. We could see the Cole picked up by the Xayah. So University of Michigan's strategy this game is, guys, we are just perma farming and we are going to late game. Because if this Kassadin does hit level 16 in this game, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. They don't really have any super hard CC to be able to one-shot him with their team comp. Like, yes, the Ash Arrow could come out, the Rakan Charm, but if they throw all their things at this one caster, and you still have 4 members of University of Michigan to worry about, as Janna's going to be moving over towards the mid lane, is going to force out the flash from the Swain, and that's going to be a very, very nice gank there. Just getting a tiny bit of advantage here and there is what you need to look for. St. Clair College, though, are up 700 gold in the early goings here, 5 minutes in. The Dragon is spawning up, and I think that could be a focal point of what these teams are going to be fighting around.
Yeah, definitely here. They're going to be looking around that dragon. They're going to be looking around those objectives. But one of the most important parts, I think, that we're going to be wanting to see... Oh, hold on. Gwen looking toward the little red buff there. Yeah, here St. Clair is... They're confident. They saw the first game. They know how it went. They see their draft. They're saying, all right, we got this in the bag. So they're taking control. They know how the enemy plays. Now they're saying, all right, now... So we finished the game in what, it was like 26 minutes last time?
25 minutes-ish. 27 maybe.
Alright, yeah, 27. Let's say 27. They said, alright, we finished in 27. This time let's get to 26, 25, right? Now they're trying to basically say, alright, how do we stop them from scaling? Because, I mean, their comp, it's scaling central. I mean, Cassante, Maokai... I mean, Kassadin is nothing but scaling. Zaya is pretty much only scaling, and well, Yana's kind of Yana.
Big engage by the Rakan there, but doesn't really amount to much. Sorry to interrupt you there. And they're going to take Ocean Drake as well. That's going to be a big one. Just going forward, it's nice to have the start being in the lead for the start. Sorry.
Yeah, here, Cassante not looking in a bright spot. Ooh, hold on. We got an engage here in the bot lane.
The Rakan is going to be able to make it out on 1 HP. Is forced out to burn that flash. The Ghost is popped by the Ash. He's going to be slowing everyone down. Look at that EQ from the Jarvan. They're able to pick up the Zaya. Can they chase down the Janna? She does still have that flash available. Will not be forced to use it. But a great counter gank coming out from Bad Rick Grimes. And that's going to be a second kill of the game. A good one at that, killing the Zaya. Forcing so much CS to be lost. Very well done by them. It's 2 games in a row now. University of Michigan are just trying to find the Rakan, and they do not have the damage for it, as Cassante is forced to base here. He's going to miss that huge wave top, as this Gwen has been dominating in this top and going to pick up that second plate. And the Merc Treads are picked up by Cassante, but this Gwen is going to start doing a lot of true damage, and it's going to be really hard to deal with in this lane.
Yeah, definitely here. And the problem with getting Merc Treads, right, is you're forced to buy Merc Treads into Gwen, but Merc Treads are less effective than they would be on pretty much any other champion, because Merc Treads give tenacity, right? That's kind of their boot bonus. Whereas your Steel Caps give you 12% damage reduction in general, right? Excluding true damage, of course. So that tenacity isn't being applied anywhere here. The only time that he's going to meet CC is if he gets hit by an Ash Arrow, a Charm from Rakan, or a Root from Swain. Those are the only forms of CC that tenacity is going to help.
Or Jarvan EQ.
No, Jarvan's an Airborne.
Oh, that doesn't count?
No, Airbornes are completely different thing. They don't get affected by any tenacity whatsoever.
That's very important to note then.
Yes, yes. So that's why the Merc Treads are so ineffective, right? Gwen doesn't have CC. So, I mean, yeah, okay, you have the extra resistances, but that's all you have.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the Swain mid though, so it's not terrible, I wouldn't say. Still gonna get a lot of value from that, as there's gonna be a steal coming out from Maokai onto the Rift Herald. Bad Rick Grimes just getting caught off guard, doing it without his smite. Are they gonna look for the 2v2 here? Yeah, there's the Gwen ultimate. There's the Cassante ultimate though, taking it over the wall. Will the Jarvan be able to make it out? No, he won't be able to. He will go down. That's the shutdown going over to Cassante. He's gonna find the W there. There's gonna be the flash coming out. Will they be able to pick up the second? Yes, the Swain now in this 1v3. Look how much damage he's doing. He's gonna be able to almost pick up that Cassante on 1 HP. Does he have a flash? He does not. Can he pull out anything here? He's still so tanky, but just doing no damage. And that's gonna be 3 kills going over to University of Michigan. And in the span of about 12 seconds, they just managed to turn this game around.
Yeah, on a dime, it just flips like that. That's the nature of League of Legends. University of Michigan looking way better in this game. That is the break that they needed. A little objective steal into a couple kills. That should feed them for a while. As we see, we're going back to neutral. Just getting the clears done. Gabriel, what are your thoughts?
Well, I said it in the draft when they locked in Cassante. They won the game. And that's pretty much what Cassante just did. He won the fight. By himself, he just said, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna press R real quick and win the fight. Because he isolated a target and then decided to turn all his tankiness into damage. So, you know, we're just gonna go from tank mode to DPS mode and then destroy someone for some reason.
Gotta give props to the Maokai though as well, just being able to weave in and out of the Swain's abilities, depriving him of all that. Now it looks like they're trying to get a kill back, but no, they're gonna go for the invade.
It's good that St. Clair are still keeping up their aggression even after a bit of a misplay. They are still up 1,000 gold and do have a dragon. So this game, it's not like they solo through the game and it's lost on the spot. Yes, the Kassadin is going to have 2 kills and he is going to be very, very scared now. Still doesn't have that mythic, but he's going for the mythic that gives him an extra level when it upgrades. So that's going to be very important. It's one of the... Kassadin's one of the only champions that can really build that mythic. You could see it maybe on like Cassiope or something like that, but most champs choose to go for the Leandris for that damage. But you know, it's a good item on Kassadin. You want to get to level 16, that's your biggest power spike, and with those base stats, he's going to become a tanky, damage-dealing demon come level 16. So St. Clair are going to have to find advantages quickly. This Gwen is proxying against this Cassante, but will be able to probably just ghost out of here, I believe, and she is forcing out the Janna to come to this top lane. Alongside that Maokai, which means the Xayah is alone in the ball lane, but St. Clair just haven't been able to find that Xayah on that timer just yet. Looking at the minimap though, they might start moving their way over towards this ball lane.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the bot lane engage here. Just moving towards it right now, but actually it might be a mid push. I see both junglers are orbiting around mid right now. Seeing the engage come out on top. Gwen looking a little bit low, but I think she might be able to come out on top, but looks like Cassante popped his ult. He's gonna try and end this one here. Gwen getting very, very low. Will Solitary Skill be able to get out of here? And I think he does. He's by the turret. Just will he try and push again is the question.
Yeah, we can kind of see here the 200 years coming out from Cassante. Cassante, with one downside when you're playing Gwen into him, is that he has so much mobility that your Q can get screwed up really easily, right? If you want to deal damage with Gwen, you want to hit that sweet spot in the middle of her Q. It's like Aatrox, right? So when you're looking at playing against Cassante, you usually want to actually tank a Q, like the Cassante Airborne. Sometimes you want to tank that just to guarantee that your Q is going to snip in the sweet spot, right? Because usually he walks towards you so that he can proc his passive. So while he does that, while hitting you with the Q, you kind of snip your way into it and buffer it. But doing that, well, first of all, requires the fact that you tank damage, which is counterintuitive, right? And along with that, you're letting yourself get CC'd, which...
We're seeing a fight happen here in the mid lane. You see the Rift get popped, gets a slam in, but nothing else is going to amount from that.
That's a little bit of gold to Maokai. I don't know. I don't think Kassadin got any of that gold, which is not what University of Michigan want. They want the gold on their carries, but let's look down into the ball lane. There could be maybe a dive coming out there, but the Janna, she has been all over the map, it feels like, this game. The W will connect, but with the Ashe, you don't really have any quick burst damage. You do have that over time damage in the lane. You have poke. They will get a plate for themselves there, but there's going to be the Kassadin TP coming out behind, but they should be able to kite this one out. The Ashe will get hit by the knockup, but the Swain TP comes out as well, and there's going to be 4 members from University of Michigan down in this ball lane, which means Jarvan is free, taking the entire jungle of University of Michigan in that top side. Great play here by Bad Rick Grimes, now evening himself up on the level count with that Maokai. In the top lane, still no item for that Cassante, but Gwen does have that Riftmaker, so should have the advantage in the 1v1. We see it coming out in the top lane. Both top laners low HP, but Gwen using her ultimate early, Cassante using it as well. So just a bit of a trade there, nothing too crazy gonna happen. Turret plates have fallen, and after 14 minutes, it's a 1.5k goal lead for St. Clair, but there's no mana left on this Cassante. He won't be able to make it out. They should be able to pick him up here. There's the flash coming out, but I don't think they have the damage, and the Jarvan's gonna be on 1 HP. He will be able to survive. The Maokai is coming in for the support, but won't be able to find anything there. The ult's gonna come out from both the Xayah and the Rakan there on opposite sides, as Maokai is gonna be able to find this Jarvan. The EQ comes out from Badger Grimes, and he's gonna be able to escape there. Maokai popping his ultimate, popping his flash as well, and that's gonna be a tilter for sure. But now the Xayah, Gwen, I
Yeah, the
apologize,
Gwen,
is very,
yeah.
very dangerous as Ashe is fighting the 2v2 here against Rakan in the ball lane. It is a 1-for-1 now, but the Xayah, will she have enough damage to take down the Ashe? It's one more auto, and Ashe is able to get the double kill. 2-for-1 in the ball lane. St. Clair College ball lane, just getting the gap there, having the Kraken Slayer prove to be the difference, and they're going to be able to take that bot turret and push their advantage.
Yeah, his huge implications going forward. That Ashe, if she gets fed really early, she's just going to be a monster going forward in this game. Seems like Swain not having as easy of a time against this Cassin as Cassin's already up to, but we might see that quickly change as he's taking an engage, getting the turret, getting the getting the grab, but doesn't have the DPS to back it up right now.
Yeah, I mean, just looking back at that team fight that we had with Ashe and Xayah, well, team fight, it was a skirmish. But that fight, really important point to keep in mind, is the way that Ashe was playing out that fight. You saw her walk up to Xayah and actually walk to the side, and doing that actually let her dodge the feather pullback, right? Because the feathers get laid themselves as she throws them out. So by walking towards Xayah in like a slight diagonal, she was forcing Xayah to basically not be able to lay her feathers. Because if Xayah laid her feathers and pulled them back, Ashe was dead. No questions asked. Xayah just has more burst. But because Ashe was setting herself up so well with her kiting, she was able to essentially get rid of a huge potential damage burst that Xayah was holding on to. And you saw it when she died. She was pulling back her feathers in desperation, but I mean, there were no feathers to kill.
Yeah, and with 30 seconds on this next dragon, the Chemtech Soul is going to be on the map. The Xayah is their only AD damage for side of University of Michigan. She still does not have the Kraken Slayer, so this next team fight should be going to St. Clair, and this dragon should be pretty free. If University of Michigan choose to fight this one, this could be the end of their demise, as they just don't have the gold to compete with St. Clair at the moment. But let's see how this fight is going to play out. It's looking like University of Michigan are just very scared to walk into this river, as it's going to be a trade on the top lane. Very low HP on the Cassante. The Gwen ulti will come out. The ultimate is still there for Cassante. He still does have that potential to turn down around, but it's going to be very, very low HP on him. He won't be able to join this dragon fight. It's going to be just a gank coming out onto the Gwen. She will fall down here, but will she be able to get anything in return? The dragon will go over to St. Clair, but the Xayah will pick up a very needed kill for herself there. St. Clair put themselves on soul point, so at 22 minutes, when that Baron and Dragon's going to be on the map at the same time, it's going to be a very, very interesting map state, and we'll have to see what teams opt to do what at that time.
Yeah, definitely here. St. Clair ahead in objectives. Gwen up 30 CS on Cassante. That is like, yeah, okay, Cassante has the extra kill on Gwen, but if memory serves, 30 CS is about 1 kill's worth, right?
Around there.
So, who really is ahead? I'd say they're pretty darn equal. Actually, Gwen is ahead here if you're looking purely at items with her blasting wand versus the ruby crystal. Because remember, health is not exactly the most effective stat against Gwen. Percentage of health damage, go burr. So you're kind of going to be looking at Gwen winning all the trades for now. Cassante could possibly outscale because Cassante does Cassante things. But for now, like for the entirety of the mid game, Cassante is not going to win those duels against Gwen.
Well, with the Frostfire, I think it makes it way easier for him. He didn't have it for the whole early game, so I think now we're going to see way easier disengage coming out from Cassante, but I think the more important matchup here is going to be this Kassadin against Swain. The later this game goes, the easier it becomes for this Kassadin to just do whatever he wants into the Swain. And look how much damage he's doing. Half his HP already gone, and he hasn't even been touched. This is going to be the win con for University of Michigan, and St. Clair need to up their pace and finish this game quick before this Kassadin just kills their whole team on cooldown.
Seems to be the name of the game for them. End it quick and fast. I noticed the Swain bought Dark Seal, but it doesn't seem to be working out as well for him, as it does seem like that jump in worked out great for the Rakan. He might be able to get out though.
The TP?
He just barely misses the root, but we're getting a big engage on the top lane here. Looks like Cassante's going to go in with his team, and Gwen's going to get stunned out, going to use the ult. The Jarvan ult's going to come out. There's the Ashe arrow from long range, but it's not going to do anything as they're all falling one by one. University of Michigan take them all down. But now the rest of the cavalry's here. There's Swain going in. He's getting those dark seals now. He's getting 1 kill, 2 kill. He's looking to make it 3. Cassidy and TP's out. And Casanti is going to turn. He's going to get rooted. He's going to dodge out though, but it looks like one went in to try and contest Cassidy and he's going to get ignited. 1 HP to get out. Same with Casanti. He's burning the shield. And that is going to be the team fight there. 3 of them getting out, 2 of them just barely getting out. And it looks like they're actually going to take the turret and try and keep taking the fight to them. If they can stop one of these TPs, they just barely missed both of them. And wow, what a fight there. Both teams getting big picks, but I think University of Michigan is still on top here in terms of kills.
I don't think so. I think it was a 2 for 2, and St. Clair were able to keep up the momentum. They took a turret there top. Gwen's pushing out bot, and I mean, if that TP cancel came out from the Swain, that would have been a huge fight for St. Clair. But even though it didn't, still the TP came through. They were able to get the cleanup kills and push their advantage. They're going to drop the Rift Herald in mid. It's a 3k goal lead for the side of St. Clair College, but this Rift Herald is going to be probably taken down before it can get a charge.
It's a long way to walk.
Casanti walks up way too far. Can he get slowed down? The Ash Arrow will hit onto the Janna. Can they find the follow-up? There's the charm coming out from Rakan. They're able to pick up the Janna. Should be able to pick up the Casanti as well here, and that charge will go through from the Rift Herald. They will take down the mid-tier 2. Might look for the ulti onto the Maokai. They will. The flash will come out. Can they get a charge here? Maybe onto the tier 3. But meanwhile, Solitary skill on the sideline, on the Gwen, will be able to do so much damage to that tier 2. And Dragon Soul spawning in a minute 20. Will St. Clair College choose to start off the Baron here? Yes, they will. They know that their Gwen is getting chased down here by the rest of their members, and this should be a free Baron into a free Soul, into a free game for St. Clair College. They've been able to make a huge turnaround here in the mid game.
Yeah, that one team fight there up at the top seems to have swung the one boost that they needed in their favor, and now they get Baron. They're going to go for Dragon soon enough after this recall, and overall, if they could probably end here potentially if they play the cards right, but I think they're going to go opt for the Dragon.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, I just noticed this, maybe I'm a little late, but the top laner's name is Solitary Skill, and it really summarizes the top lane so well. Because you're solitary, so you need skill. Because that's all you're going to be doing in the top lane is showing your skills, because you're isolated all the damn time.
We have Jackie Chan 3 on the Maokai looking to make some moves here in the mid lane. Looking in the bushes, throw it a tree, sapling. It's probably going to catch Kodito, but just barely misses as the rest of the Saints move towards Dragon, securing Chemtech Soul.
Yeah, and this should be a pretty free soul for them. It doesn't look like University of Michigan can get anywhere near them, but this Cassidy's walking up pretty far, cleaning up some wards. St. Clair, though, gonna find the pick onto the Janna. The Ash Arrow lands, and they have the damage. There it is. Now the Dragon Soul should be as free as ever. They're gonna look over towards that one and start hitting it. I don't think University of Michigan can really contest this one, but the Cassidy is going maybe for a hero play here, but I don't think he has enough damage to kill anyone here on his lonesome, and that's going to be Dragon Soul going over to St. Clair College yet again, and now with that Baron buff, getting a bit of deja vu to maybe game 1. They're going to look to finish off this game very, very quickly before this Cassidy can get to scaling.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to finish it up, because Cassidy's level 14, like, you got to watch out. He's past his level 11 power spike here, so, like, big danger. Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait, he kills him. Gwen kills the Cassidy here every single time. The Cassidy's going to try and get out, but look at that ultimate from Gwen, doing so much damage. We can see how tanky that Cassidy really gets, able to tank up a full Gwen ultimate. Yes, the turret will go down, so much gold to Solitary Skill there. A nice advantage for them. They're also going to take the top tier 2 as well. Objectives falling like flies in St. Clair College, playing this mid game to absolute perfection.
They're nearly 10k gold up now. The train cannot be stopped. You see the Maokai ult try and stop that train, though. The root's going to come out. But a big team fight here happening in the top lane. Only 2 of them take on the entire team. It's up to Badrick, Grimes, and Kodito. The Swain ult's going to come out. They're all getting low. He gets 1.
Oh, the
Ash Arrow gets 1, and now he gets him down 2. Khan going to get that kill, though, and now they're going to just take down the Casanti. Tries to get out, but the Ash is ready for it, and now they're going to take this inhib. No one to contest it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good plan until you realize that you're going up against Swain. Having 5 people on Swain is a bad idea because Swain ultimate is a thing, and he's got his Leandries, plus he's got stopwatch, so you just heal him. And I mean, we saw it, right? Even in the fight Cassidy against Gwen, Gwen healed off of Cassidy. She took an entire fight against him and came out with more health than she came in with. So like at this point, how do you contest this? You don't. They're healing off of you. You can't fight them. There's no contest, right?
I think with the amount of gold, I think University of Michigan's going to have a bit longer just because the Saints are going to recall because of all the gold they got. They want to get their final items, get their final builds, and put the nail in the coffin for this game. But University of Michigan has a little bit more time, a little bit more leeway to play with going forward. But with how things are as of right now, being 11K gold down, it's looking nigh impossible.
I'm surprised St. Clair College didn't look for the end there, as Cassidy is now level 15. I know I've been saying it, the Cassidy, yes, the rest of his team is super far behind, but even on 3 items, this champion at level 16 can just do insane things. There's a reason why he's not picked too often. It's hard to get to that point, but getting there very, very shortly for him would be a huge, huge spike. 2 inhibitors down though, however. St. Clair College going to probably push down mid and look to take that last one. No level 16 for Cassidy just yet. Will be forced to back up as the rest of St. Clair College up so much gold. Just going to look to win this fight with their wallets. They're going to be hitting that tier 3 in the mid lane. That will go down very, very quickly. The mid inhib will go down as well. And the minions will start flooding the base of University of Michigan. There's going to be a huge engage, but the Janna ulti is amazing to cancel it all out. But Cassante, supposed to be that tank, is taken down to 1 HP, will go down very, very quickly. You can see Cassidy on the backline on 1 HP, does go down to the Ash arrow. Everyone else is falling. There goes the Xayah, there goes the Maokai. It's just the Janna left in the base, and that is going to be St. Clair College taking a 2-0 lead over University of Michigan here and putting themselves on match point in these grand finals.
I have to say, a little bit of a closer game, but once that ball got rolling, wow, it was another blowout by St. Clair College Academy team. I'm just amazed to see it. These games are just, it seems so even for a little bit in that second game.
Oh, it did.
Until one team fight, and then it was just all over. The Saints just kept securing the Dragons' every objective. I think they missed 1 rift. That is all that they missed. Overall, look at that damage on the side of Swain, just carrying there. Wasn't popping off as much as he was in the first game in terms of kills, but still, overall, the team just played amazingly.
Yeah, I mean, we can see here, even in the build, right? Swain went for Leandries, and then he went for his Zhonya's. Usually, I mean, at least when I play, no, this is coming from a silver. This is not pro advice, but usually you build Leandries, and then you build your your Rylas, right? You want the slow, but no, not in this case, because people apparently think that staying in your ult is a good idea. I mean, you'll take it, but why? Like, rule number 1 of a team fight is don't take a team fight in a Swain ult.
I think they just need to take the team fight on these. I think the biggest thing is that the St. Clair Academy team knows what the heavy targets are, and then they just partner the Swain up with them to take their lane a little bit further. So when the team does say, well, guys, let's just bunker down, get the guy with the highest bounty, who's there to greet them is Swain for the massive team fight. It's just so hard to contest. Overall, they just played perfectly, and we'll see going into this next game to see if they'll continue on.
Without a doubt, looking very, very strong through the first 2 games. Kind of just stomps, to be honest. Like, having a 10K gold lead when ending the game means you're doing very, very well. They were able also, I want to say a quick shout out to the ADC of St. Clair College. He hasn't died once this whole series, which is the pinnacle of ADC play. If you don't die and just put out the damage. That last fight, we didn't really see it on screen, but he ulted the Cassidy and just one-shot him in the backline. We saw the rest of the team fight. He was kind of towards the bottom. You'll see it in the replay if you rewatched it, but played perfectly basically both of these games on such hard champions like Ashe and Ezreal. One mistake and you die. So yeah, congratulations to St. Clair on taking the 2-0 lead, and now they're 1 game away. We're going to throw it to a very, very quick break, and we'll be right back with the draft of Game 3. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Game 3 of the NECC League of Legends Great Lakes Division Grand Finals. It's going to be St. Clair College Academy team versus University of Michigan. St. Clair took both first games there, two of them, in fact, in an overwhelming fashion. The second game a little bit, taking a little bit longer. But overall, I'm excited to see if they'll continue with that trend and make this last Game 3 a good one. Once again, we're seeing the Karthus band come out straight away from University of Michigan.
Yeah, maybe we like missed a memo. I think we missed a memo when it comes to the Karthus, because there's no Karthus. Like, where?
Karthus is OP in bot
Yep.
lane. He's OP in bot lane. If you play top, you wouldn't know. Just sit there with your Fiora.
okay.
He destroys every bot laner in every single scenario. It's disgusting. Thankfully, they ban it out. I completely agree with their decision.
Yep.
Playing Samira every game and having to play against Karthus makes me want to not play the game. That's why I'm here casting it. They're also going to be banning out the NECC, and then we see on the other side, St. Clair College banning out the Oriana and Ivern. They don't want to see those picks coming through. The Fiora banned out yet again from University of Michigan, as that's one they've picked up a couple times now. Probably going to be seeing. I'm surprised University of Michigan has not banned out Swain once this whole series.
Yeah, that's
Oh, boy.
interesting. You'd think you'd ban it out if you have
Yeah.
so much trouble with it, but
Why not?
it seems like, I think, honestly, the ADC might be the more troublesome pick for them
That
as
is
well,
true.
because they're just so consistent, right? The Swain popped off
Oh
so
my
much in the first game.
Again?
And now, University of Michigan actually getting Rakan this time, which is a little bit of a switch up, and we're going to see the Ashe pick in retaliation, not picking up the Xayah.
Yeah, I think the Zai is going to be picked up from University of Michigan, and they're going to have the Zai Rakan ball lane very, very strong. But we're going to have Renata Ashe, also a very, very strong ball lane
Okay.
for St. Clair College Academy, having that sustained with the Renata abilities, the Renata ultimate as well. So strong in team fights. We're going to see a Graves picked up by University of Michigan. Very, very interesting pickup after already seeing the Renata picked up. You know, if you get hit by the ultimate, a couple auto attacks, you could one-shot one of your teammates. And we're going to see a Sivir coming out from University of Michigan trying to avoid that ultimate from Renata. Very good pickup. I think I would have liked to see the Xayah just a tiny bit more, but for the side of St. Clair's College Academy, they're going to go for the
Kindred.
counter pick with the
Okay.
Kindred into the Graves. A very, very strong pickup there. If you can get the snowball rolling early, could be very, very good. We're also going to see a Malphite banned out from the side of St. Clair Academy.
That's just typical. You don't want to go against Malphite in this patch. I think he's very, very strong.
Agreed.
And they're
The
going to see the
Ornn?
Ornn ban in retaliation. They don't want to deal with Ornn. So this top lane is shaping up to be pretty interesting.
Casante's still up, though. Let's see
no,
if St. Clair
Casante,
College
please.
choose to ban it. No, they're going to go for the Silas pick. Now University of Michigan, maybe you might have to ban out that Casante. Don't want to deal with that top lane tank. Let's see what they opt to go for. The Swain.
Oh,
There
okay.
it is. So now
Fair
St.
enough,
Clair
fair
College are going to be forced to pick up a different top laner and mid laner. And the top laner of the choice is Aatrox into the Great
yeah.
Sivir. Will be very, very strong. The Yone. Yeah, that could
Oh.
be flexed either to mid or top. We're going to see the last pick coming out here from University of Michigan. It would be the Lissandra. So the Yone is going top. Is probably going to go for that Kraken Hullbreaker build, which has been built every
God,
single
no.
game on him. And Lissandra mid lane, I think University of Michigan have conceded that let's go for the firepower mid laners. Let's try and win them in mid lane. They're going to choose to go for a safety pick with Lissandra, and it's going to be answered with a Twisted Fate. Two really non-meta picks, but basically serve the same purpose. They have that CC, they have that mobility to get to top lane, to mid lane, to bot lane. So very, very different drafts from both of these teams in this game 3, and maybe this is what University of Michigan need to flip this series on its head.
Well, I'm happy that we don't have the same draft that we did the last two games, because the last two games they were one and the same. I mean, it was the same game, just played at different times with slightly different champions. This one, they really changed up the champion pool. Michigan learned their lesson. They said, all right, we say no to the Swain. The Swain is a problem. So they got rid of that. Very smart move here, forcing the mid lane into a TF. Now the TF pick is actually really interesting here, because what I like to point out is that just by base, the team is very squishy. I know Aatrox heals, but if Aatrox can't get his Qs to sweet spot, he doesn't heal. Alright, like, just base Aatrox doesn't have that much health. So, this team on the side of St. Clair College is very squishy. And with that Yone, with that Grave, with that Lissandra, you have a lot of burst potential to take them out, and that's where the Kindred comes out, right? Because the Kindred is there to kind of say, okay, you know what? Burst us, we'll take it with the ultimate, and then we're gonna deal good DPS on you guys, and while you're on cooldown, my ult is gonna end, we're gonna be able to keep up our damage, and then kill you guys while your cooldowns are still coming back up, right? That's kind of where the idea of banning the Malphite came in, because a Malphite kind of just screws over the Kindred, because the Kindred wants to pop her ultimate, but she can't do that when she's airborne, right? So it's kind of that story of, okay, we need to make sure that our win con is Kindred, right? That's the condition. If we can take a team fight and we have the Kindred ult to kind of sit in, then we're good, right? And Kindred ult with Aatrox is such a fun thing to play around, because you can basically sit in there, and then when you're ready, you can start your Qs, right, to chain them up and heal even more. So you usually want to, like, Q1, Q2, wait for Kindred ult to end, and then Q3 onto, like, the entire enemy team, right? Because then you just heal for your entire health bar. So we're going to be seeing some really, really interesting fights here.
Yeah, the Ashe Renata pick is not usually something you see too often. You would see the Kalista paired up with that Renata, as that is an even stronger bot lane, but Kalista does have her disadvantages, and Ashe has her advantages as well, having that range. They will have the Prio here in the bottom. Look how much damage they're going to be able to do to the Sivir very, very early. They're going to have this Prio, and I think they're going to be looking to play around the Dragon Soul yet again. St. Clair College in the first 2 games, picking up every single dragon that spawned onto the map was a big reason for why they were able to win those 2 games. We're going to see junglers pathing up. Kindra's going to be pathing ball lane, Graves is going to be pathing top lane, so they have an idea of exactly where this Kindred is, and they know that she's going to be going for this invade. That's a very, very crucial ward, and they have no idea that she's been spotted out. This Lissandra will have to be careful here in the middle lane. Will get poked out a tiny bit. Will walk up to the lane, actually, knowing that the Kindred is there. A very, very weird play by Lissandra, and the damage from Kindred just one-shots him, not respecting the gank at all. Dipolar in the first few games just kind of dying mid lane randomly when he shouldn't be, and giving the advantage over to St. Clair College very, very early.
That's the thing about mid lane. There's so many angles you can get ganked from. You know, if you get caught out and die in the early game, you lose on so much CS. It can just start to snowball. It's such a big pick for the Kindred. And now, like you said, the win condition, the ball has started to roll, and we'll see if University of Michigan can stop it.
Yeah, mainly that Kindred and Ashe are
Oh,
ADCs.
Mark's bot lane. Mark's on the bottom scope. That's pretty important.
Ooh, Mark on the bottom scuttle, that is huge. Yeah, as I was saying, Kindred and Ashe are Triforce ADCs. They don't build crit, they build health, right? I think one of the most known ones is Triforce into either Wit's End or Black Cleaver for Kindred. That's not a squishy ADC, right? So they might be able to just tank that upfront burst damage, and if you do, well, you're kind of screwed.
Exactly. Theo, what are you thinking about the Kindred plays right now?
I agree for sure. He said it perfectly. They will get pretty tanky with those Triforce. They're going to have 2 of them. As there's a gank in the mid lane. They are able to get the gold card onto the Graves. That's a flash forced out early. Will the Kindred choose to flash forward here as well? Lissandra early game just has that stun. Doesn't really have too much damage. So Badrick Grimes doing absolute work on this Kindred in the bot lane. This Sivir does hit level 4 pretty early, but Ashe will hit her off this wave, as the Twisted Fate did take a lot of damage there from the wave, but does still have his teleport to come back into this lane, as he's up a couple CS in the mid lane, but as expected, it's going to be pretty even over there. Ball lane, the Ashe
might not be for
is
long, though.
up 5 CS, and the Kindred is making her way down here. Do the side of University of Michigan have any idea that she's here? I think they do. They're respecting the gank very, very much. Well played by them, but St. Clair College will have the wave in a very good spot, and Ashe being up 7 CS, and that lead is going to keep growing the longer the Badrick Grimes can stay around the ball lane.
Yeah, it's an interesting one here. What I want to bring your attention to is just the threat that TF here is posing to Lissandra. Her first back was for boots, just standard generic boots.
She died.
You know that you're going to be walking back to lane a lot if you're buying boots. If your first back is boots, it's because you had 300 gold and you didn't want to start building your Zhonya's. So what'd you buy? You bought your boots because you know you're going to be walking back to lane.
Gonna kill the bot lane, and it looks like a gank coming out from Jackie Chan, getting Soa as well, and Heather Renata has to retreat.
It's good though for St. Clair College. They get the 1-for-1 on the kill, gets on the Ashe as well. And now they're going to have a gank up into the top lane. 3v1, Yone will find the ultimate. Does he have the damage to take anyone out? Not just yet. He will burn his flash as well, but the auto from Badrick Grimes was already channeled. And that is going to be yet another kill going over to that Kindred. The mark is spawned up on the Gromp. This dragon will probably be taken down, but Kindred getting her second mark at 6 minutes and 30 seconds is going to put her so far ahead. Yes, this is the first dragon of this year the University of Michigan are able to take down, but we could see this Kindred. It is marked out, it is warded out, but the Yone has no way of stopping this one. Will he choose to maybe make his way over to that Gromp? That would be a big fight there as the Kindred isn't able to take the mark. Will be forced to back out there actually. So in the end actually for University of Michigan, this isn't the worst trade. They do get a Cloud Dragon early. Yes, they're down 1.5k gold, but getting objectives off of St. Clair's hands could be pivotal to turning the series around.
Yeah, definitely here. St. Clair has taken every single dragon up until this point. So them getting that dragon is huge because, small reminder, right? With Kindred and her marks, she plays more around the marks than she does around the actual objectives, right? Because to Kindred, marks are... Oh, hold on here.
Dead.
Yeah, she's going to get caught out here.
Oh,
misses the flash, but gets out with 1 HP. And the Aatrox is there to punish. Badrick Grimes forced the channel there. Gonna jump over the wall. And
dead.
now Aatrox has to get out here. Solitary skill. He's in a bad spot. He doesn't have a flash, I don't think.
He does.
But he's gonna use it, but he gets stunned out anyways, and he gets taken down by Lysandra. Good roam by University of Michigan.
But Ashe picked up a kill in the bot lane on the Sivir yet again. So St. Clair this time playing through that ball lane, able to get their advantages there. Yes, they're losing a couple of fights maybe towards that top lane. That Yone and Graves going to be very, very far accelerated, but this Ashe is up 20 CS. She's going to be able to take some platings here, and this game is going to be all on the Ashe to carry the Kindred as well, who's very far ahead on kills, but only has 37 CS, hasn't been able to get that second mark just yet. It's still been up this entire game. Maybe University of Michigan are letting that Grom stay up for this whole game, so she can't ever walk in and steal that one, because the pressure that University of Michigan have in the top lane, top side of the map, has been very, very strong. As we're going to see the Rakan in the mid lane. The Ashe arrow is going to come through. Can the Twisted Fate pick him up? Yes, he will. Great combo there from St. Clair College. The Twisted Fate's going to dance on the dead body there. A bit of disrespect. But after a play like that, you're allowed to throw out a bit of VM. Very nice play there for St. Clair College. And yet another kill picked up.
Building up those Darksteel stacks as well. He's got 3 stacks already. He's looking for more. And now they're gonna start taking down the first Rift. Badrick Grimes gonna be the one to start that one. And I don't think there's anyone to contest it other than the top laner. I think we have a little bit of a connection issue there from Codito there in the mid lane. But I'm sure it'll be sorted out soon enough. But overall, we're seeing a much more even game going on here as well. St. Clair is in the lead. University of Michigan are putting up quite a good fight. Getting the first dragon is going to be huge, and overall, they're taking decent fights here and there. We're seeing improvement slowly but surely.
Yeah, but is it a little bit too late? I mean, this Ashe is so far ahead alongside this Kindred. I mean, this Sivir pick has just not been working out for them. She does have that Cole, and she just wants to farm, but the Lysandra's going to be making her way over to bot lane, so is Graves. If St. Clair don't respect this gank, could be brutal for them, but you can see they back up all the way to the turret. They do have a ward as well, and this is going to let the rest of St. Clair kind of maneuver around the map a little more as they know exactly where everyone is. But you can see they're down in mid lane. They do have the Twisted Fate ultimate though. That's going to be the big one. If he can roam up to top or bot lane, find a gold card, and get a kill off the back of that, could mean great things for St. Clair College.
Yeah, here we're going to be looking... I mean, Yone is kind of relaxing in his lane. It's an equal matchup. He has like a decent amount of lifesteal, so he can keep up with Aatrox's passive to kind of just stay healthy. So the lane is really calm. Oh, hold on.
As you say that, he's starting to fall. But he's going to ult on the Aatrox. Actually, the Aatrox is going to get very low. Oh, they're both very, very low. This fight is intense. The ultimate is down for Aatrox.
Twisted Fate goes down in mid lane. I thought he was going to be ulting up towards the top lane in that fight, but he just goes down to the Lysandra, and the Lysandra and Twisted Fate are basically the same champion. They have kind of the same toolkits as the Q3 is going to come out from the Yone here. Is he going to be able to find the kill? Huge sidestep by the Aatrox here. Misses the Q as well, and Solitary Skill finding the solo kill. Beautiful mechanics there, able to dodge out every single Q that he needed to, and putting himself on the board. A huge solo kill to swing the momentum of this top lane.
Insane micro there. Oh my gosh, Solitary Skill living up to the name. I can't believe the skills on it. That was insane.
I'm speechless. That was the greatest prediction ever. All right, you can predict some pretty neat things when you play Fiora, but you can't. So predicting that, the tiniest of sidesteps just saved his life.
And Herald's going to be dropped mid as well. I think that Graves is going to try and contest this one, but he's not going to be able to catch anybody. Just put the nail in the coffin on that. But now mid turret for University of Michigan, hanging on by a thread. Saints are up a lot of gold right now. It's not looking good if you're University of Michigan.
But it isn't all bad. They might find a pick here onto the Kindred. No, she will just be able to make it out. And she chose to go for that Kraken Slayer first item, not Trinity Force. So they're looking to output so much damage. The Lissandra using the TP in mid. This dragon is spawned up, and St. Clair are going to be starting this one up. It is on a ward though. Will the side of University of Michigan choose to contest this one? It looks like so. They're making their way over, but this dragon's falling very quickly. 900, 800, and it will be smited out. The Ashe though in the ball lane, walking up a little bit too far, and will get caught out on 1 HP. Won't dodge the Sivir Q, but with the follow-up coming here from St. Clair, they do find the gold card, but the Q missed from the Twist of Fate. They do pick up the kill. In the end, this Kindred will be able to do so much damage here, but the Graves is also doing infinite damage. They can't find the resets. The Kindred ulti does get dropped down, but the Renata is dead as well. Can they find a trade here? No, they won't be able to, and that is a 5-for-1 for the side of University of Michigan. As Yone got a solo kill as well in the top lane, and just like that, University of Michigan, after looking dead and out of this one, are right back into it and are gonna probably give themselves a gold lead in the next minute.
Like you said, that is the one team fight they needed to win there, but the Ashe is also going to take an engagement here against this Grave, try and stop him from stealing, or at least punish him here. Jackie Chan is on his way out. The damage to the R comes out, and Jackie Chan is going to be done at 1 HP, and he gets shut down by the Ashe. It's going to be a lot of gold going over to her.
That is so much gold going in the pocket of the Ashe just randomly, just for 1 Gromp. The Graves decided it's worth my life. And that is just, after such a great play from University of Michigan, that is a hard breaker. That's not what you want to see. The Kindred as well going to be able to steal away that mark and looking for the 1v2 here, but she is only level 7, does not have her ultimate, has to be careful with Twist of Fate coming in with a gold card, will be able to find it onto nobody, and the Kindred will get out in the end. So at the end of the day, Ashe getting a lot of gold there will be looking very good in that ball lane, but the rest of University of Michigan, the Graves especially 5-1, is gonna have to be the hard carry, it feels like, this game.
Yeah, that the shutdown heading to Ashe is probably one of the biggest mistakes that they did there, because they had the lead, right? And then Graves, well, I mean, pretty much had the entirety of the kills, which means he also held the shutdown. Greeting for that Gromp might have costed them the game, because Ashe carries hard. Like, her slow basically dominates team fights. Oh, hold on here. Listen.
Flash.
Okay. Flash used by TF though.
It could have been pretty dangerous with the Flash, you know, diffuse that situation pretty well. And overall, the top lane though, University of Michigan is winning it right now. Not winning that one engagement there, but overall they have a lot more damage on the Saints turret. But the Saints winning every other lane right now.
And Bad Rig Grimes is going to come top lane here, but it is fully warded out, so he will just back on a ward and wasting a lot of time here. Yone, will he be able to cancel this back right there? But they won't be able to do much off the back of that. And now, on the split map, University of Michigan know that there's nobody here from the side of St. Clair College. Can they find the charm onto the Ashe? They miss it there. The Ashe does get charmed up, and it's all 4 members here for the side of Michigan. Can the Ashe get a kill back in her passive? No, she won't be able to. And that is 2 members going down yet again to that Graves, who's now on 7 kills, will have the second item in the base. Meanwhile, Bad Rig Grimes will pick up the Rift Herald. First turret does go down mid for St. Clair, so they are getting a bit of pressure cross map. You can see the gold lead is not really moving from this 2k gold lead because St. Clair is able to find the cross maps, but down in that ball lane, the Ashe was their strong point. This Graves now is up 2 levels onto this Kindred. He's going wherever he wants. He's on 7k gold. It's going to be all on him to carry this one. There's going to be a dive coming in top lane. They find the gold card onto the Yone, but Yone is able to get one back. Rakan picks that one up, so not the worst of trades at the end of the day. Yone doesn't have that TP though, so this Aatrox will just push out this wave and just crash it, maybe take down the tier 1 there. So not a bad trade there for St. Clair College, but they have to be a bit more careful towards this boss side as the University of Michigan are really putting on the pressure.
Yeah, St. Clair is still in the lead gold-wise and objective-wise, but it can easily slip away from them now as the University of Michigan is starting to pick up in these fights, win them more and more, and start to get these advantages. And I think if they start stacking the next couple of objectives, then St. Clair could be really in a lot of trouble. We might see a game 4 scenario, but we're still pretty early in, 16 minutes in. It's pretty even.
I mean, there's going to be the Ashe Arrow coming out onto the Graves. There's going to be the counter engage coming in from the Rakan, and the Aatrox is all the way behind here. The TF ult is going to be coming in, but they need to be careful and not chase too deep here. There's going to be the Twisted Fate ultimate coming in, but they can't find anything. And University of Michigan using absolutely nothing on that play, able to disengage. The Dragon isn't up for another 20 seconds, and if they can just stall it out and go for this 5v5, could be a very good team fight for them as they still have that Lissandra ultimate. They still have all their ultimates, but St. Clair dropping the Ashe and TF ultimate really early could make this fight very hard for them. Yone in the mid lane gonna look for a bit of damage onto the Yone here, onto the Aatrox here, but won't be able to find it as the University of Michigan are all stacking this. But look how much damage that Twisted Fate does with the Ludens. Just gonna be forcing them to back up single-handedly. Half the HP of Twisted Fate Graves is gone. The 7-in-1 Graves just says, guys, how can we contest this? One Twisted Fate threw out 6 cards and we're all half HP. They're still gonna go for it, which I think is a crazy play with these health bars. There's the Renata ultimate coming out. That should secure the Dragon. Look how much damage the Graves is doing to his own. Rakan as St. Clair Academy team will just look to get out of dodge here, picking up the Dragon, but the chase is coming in here. Rakan though, getting one shot. The Kindred ulti is down. It's perfect. Pixel perfect. Everyone able to stay alive. The Ashe is able to kite back here. They're able to take down the Kindred, but they should be able to find these kills here. The Ashe slow is coming through, but the Ghost from Sivir will allow her to get out. At the end of the day, it's a 2-for-1 for St. Clair College, but they are able to get the Dragon and should be able to get these resets and get the tempo back on the map.
It was not as big as it could have been, but that was still a major play for St. Clair. Getting Dragon, getting those kills, and getting out practically unpunished is where you need to be to secure yourself in the lead. They're only down 1 kill, but they're up so much gold. They're up every objective. It's looking like they are still in control. It's looking like the past 2 games where they're just in control of everything.
Yeah, no, definitely here. I mean, the Kindred is probably, if I had to guess, she's probably around at her either 6th or 7th mark by this point.
I don't think so. That's too high.
People that are dying?
I mean, we saw her try and take the Marks early game, and it did not work out for her. She did get that one really early one, but other than that, I don't know if she's had too many. As there's going to be a little bit of a pause, a disconnect coming out from the Ashe. I think there's a way to see the Kindred Marks, but I am not 100% sure on how to do that. Never mind, we're back into the game. Just a little bit of a disconnect, but thankfully we have production on lockdown, on perfect lockdown. So we have the game non-stop action. So let's look at the items really quickly. We have Twisted Fate picking up that Lich Bane, now gonna do immense damage, and the Aatrox picking up the Duskblade first item. That's a very interesting pickup, but the side of University of Michigan is not too tanky themselves, so it shouldn't be too bad. But we're gonna let's see what's going. The Rakan, I want to point out, still doesn't have a mythic item, which is very 18 minutes, 90 minutes to the game, not having a mythic item. Could be studied in some secret labs. That is disastrous. Probably buying too many pink wards.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably all into pink wards.
Yeah, which isn't good. But there's gonna be a scuttle picked up for St. Clair.
That was another mark too.
Yeah, I believe it was, if I'm not.
Wait, if the marks are still spawning on scuttles,
that means she doesn't have too many.
Yeah, no, she's still on neutrals, so she's probably heading to 4 now.
Well, the problem was Graves was so far accelerated early, he just denied so
Uh-oh.
much. But we're going to see a dive coming out top. Solitary Scale doesn't have anyone from his team anywhere near him. He's going really aggressive on the Yone. Maybe looking to turn this one around. One more auto on that Yone should be able to finish him up. He does get exhausted though. That 1Q does hit, but he does get taken out immediately with the exhaust. And that is going to be a kill going over to University of Michigan, bringing themselves back in this game just a tiny bit. Twisted Fate gonna have to go top to pick this wave up. But this Graves is on 2 items and counting. Getting a couple longswords on this next back will just be so far ahead. He has to solo carry this game basically for the side of University of Michigan.
I mean, yeah, just looking at the items, looking at the gold, it's all on Graves. There's nothing else. I mean, the CS is on Graves and Graves. I mean, okay, I guess Severe is keeping up, but like, about it, right? I mean, you have the like. Lysandre's CS is important, right? She needs her items, but Lysandre isn't that demanding. She's a CC powerhouse. She's not a damage powerhouse. Yone is going to do Yone things, because, I mean, as we can see, he's building the Kraken Slayer Hullbreaker build, so...
Yeah.
He's doing a great job up there in the top lane, just controlling every fight, doing a lot of damage. But as we can see, actually, the turret is taking some damage of its own. So sure, that Aatrox will be able to even that one up pretty quickly if he manages to win a fight. But the problem is that winning that fight is going to be tough.
I mean, when the Yone gets the Hullbreaker, it's going to be basically impossible. So
yeah, you can't do that.
Exactly. The fact that the Yone is able to keep himself in striking range and even close to ahead, I would say, is very good. As soon as he gets his Hullbreaker, we'll just be able to push these waves in for free and just get damage on those towers. I think the most important member for St. Clair here is the Ashe. She's on 2 items finally. That Twisted Fate is very far accelerated. I don't even know how he got this much gold, but he has more gold than the Graves. Just CSing perfectly, able to find those picks, and has worked out perfectly for them. Now they're going to look for a pick here in the enemy jungle. Is anybody going to walk up just a tiny bit too far? Maybe they know they're here. Oh, the Rakan's going to... Oh, they warded it. Oh, they definitely saw the whole team and got scared for a little bit, but they're able to make it out. And I think that's a great play from St. Clair College with that Twisted Fate. If you can just find one pick in the bush like that, could just be an instant dragon. Speaking of dragons, it's up in 25 seconds. Both teams are surely going to be fighting for this one.
If St. Clair gets this next one, they'll be on Soul Point. And if they manage to get Soul in this game, I think that would be the decider here.
The Hectech Soul, oof.
Yeah, that's a lot of that's a lot of stats. Attack speed, ability haste, AoE slow.
Oh, that great.
Oh, but here's huge team fight coming out here in the middle lane. As we see a lot of ults come out, one in the bottom. Lysandre going to get one. Twisted Fate going to try and take some out, but it looks like they're all falling down. It's all going the way of Michigan. Jackie Chan on a rampage, getting 1, 2, and now there's only 2 left. The Aatrox is running away. The Renata got out. But that's going to be Dragon going over to University of Michigan. They definitely need this second Dragon.
That's the Dragon and the Gold lead going over to them. They're able to find that Twisted Fate very instantly with the Rakan ult, and just a bit of positioning mishap there coming out from Codito. Now it's going to be a Baron as well, maybe started up here for University of Michigan. That Graves is very fed. He will be doing a lot of damage to this one, but they're going to opt to not do it just yet. They're going to look for a couple of resets, pick up second items on maybe Yone and Sivir. And University of Michigan are now in the driver's seat for this game.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, the University of Michigan has the gold lead, right? Granted, it's like 200 gold, so it's not much. Okay, it's a little bit more than 200.
700.
Yeah, okay. A little bit more than, bigger than 200. But just looking at it, just like purely, the towers, like if you're just looking at towers, yeah, St. Clair has the disadvantage here. So we could possibly be seeing a reverse sweep or something along those lines.
Gearing up for a reverse sweep, you know, game 4 situation. But honestly, right now, it's pretty much dead even, I would say. They could take another tower. University of Michigan is in the driver's seat. But if St. Clair could win a key team fight here or there, get a couple kills, get Rift somehow, or get Baron somehow, they might be able to switch this. But with the Yone, he's going in.
Uh-oh.
Actually, he's going to dive right back out.
Yeah, and they have to be careful here on this red buff. If this Twisted Fate can find a good gold card, could be a kill there. They're able to steal away that red buff. Now the Yone and the Graves with the red buff are going to be causing havoc. The Graves, I want to point out, is level 14. compared to the Kindred level 11.
Oh.
And speaking of level
Wow.
11 Kindred, look at that Renata ultimate. The Rakan's going to be taken down instantly. The Lissandra's going to choose to go back in, trade herself out, but the Sivir does fall to the Aatrox. The Lissandra falls as well. Can they pick up this Aatrox and the Graves, the two strongest members for side of University of Michigan? They're going to be able to make it out, but St. Clair College able to find some picks out of nothing there, putting themselves back into this game. But this Yone and Graves, they are the strongest members for the side of University of Michigan. As long as they're alive, their hopes are still alive. This Graves is very, very close to that Bloodthirster in base. St. Clair College surely cannot start up the Baron here. Don't have the HP bars for it, but able to find a couple picks in the enemy jungle. Going to be very, very happy with themselves on that one. And now the Twisted Fate is very, very close to that Rabadon's death cap.
Yeah, no, just looking at that team fight, the Renata pretty much
Renata
carried it.
was so
just,
good.
Just literally presses one button and the entire team fight is over. That was a frame perfect Renata out. That is the kind of stuff you post on the subreddit. That's the perfect play right there. And that ultimate carries the whole team fight, gets St. Clair back into the game. I'm not going to say they're into the lead because towers are still on the side of Michigan, but they are back into the game here. They want to get their Kindred back online, back online. She is online, but they want to get her a little bit more ahead.
She's level 12.
Yeah, and most importantly, Aatrox did go for his Shrieldas here on second item, so he wants to place that AoE slow, even more utility on that front line, making sure that the back line can't actually escape him, right? So he's probably going to want to dive around, try and take out the Severe or the Rokon, maybe even the Lissandra whenever he feels like it, and that's pretty much going to be his entire goal.
He missed a cannon, that's why.
Oh no!
Oh, you missed that. It's the last.
It is what it is.
It happens. It happens. Especially when you're this far into the grand finals here, you know, the stamina comes into play. You know, you've been doing it for so long, playing so many games. It's the best. Usually it'd be over by now for the Saints, but because it's the best of 5, we're here in game 3. Need to go the distance and try and close this one out. Dragon's gonna be up in a minute. And it looks like University of Michigan is gonna try and lock this one down.
Well, this one might actually be the first one we see go into late game. I'm kind of calling it right now. Soul is going to be a late one. Just looking at, the fact that there's 2 dragons on each side at 27 minutes. The winning factor is probably going to be centered around Baron if it's not Soul. If they just kind of ignore Soul and want to end before Soul, it's going to be Baron, right? Baron is going to be that essential fight. Right now, they're equal in terms of Dragon Souls, or Dragons taken, right? So, granted, University of Michigan does have the advantage just because of that extra mobility from the Cloud Soul, but it's not much, so it doesn't really matter.
What?
Oh, hold on, that was a mistake.
How much damage does that do?
Get stunned out there in retro. I think that was just a bit of a misplay. Maybe it was information.
Yeah,
actually.
it was just for vision.
But a very risky play there.
Using himself as a ward.
As the fight should be kicking off pretty soon. Dragon is up. They're able to find the Lissandra on the backside. The Ash Arrow does hit onto the TP. What an Ash Arrow predict there. And Codito's going to pick that one up. That's the engage. Gone for the Lissandra. The Yone ult does misses. They're trying to kill this Aatrox quickly. They're able to one-shot him. They're not ult. Misses onto everyone, but the Sivir's all on her lonesome. Can they pick up the Yone on 1 HP? Yes, they will. Can they chase down the Sivir here in the mid lane? I don't think they'll be able to, but the Dragon should be going over to St. Clair College as they're able to find the pick onto Lissandra there. Amazing Ash Arrow from the Ash. I don't know how that one hit, but the Lissandra able to dodge it, then TP'd right into it. A bit of a misplay there, and St. Clair College are putting them on Dragon Soul point. The Scuttle's going to get picked up in the top lane for the Graves, so St. Clair College can't rush down this Baron, but putting themselves in a prime position to take this matchup.
Yeah, they're slowly but surely taking the little advantages where they can get them. Getting that Dragon could be key. If they can secure Soul, I think the match will go their way. Hextech Soul will be a major boon to the comp that they're running. Any comp, really, but especially with one on the Ash, like you said, will be amazing. And it looks like they're going for Baron.
There's going to get some vision. The Ash Arrow just missed on the recon, but look at that. Renata able to get the pullback. The recon forced to use his ultimate very, very early. And could that be the opening? I think they need to pick up that kill to start up this Baron, but they're not able to, so they're not going to choose to do it. They don't have too much damage for the Baron because they do have a Twist of Fate in the mid lane, not like an Azir or something, you know. So they can't really just one-shot the Baron. They do have the Trinity Force and Kraken on both the Ashe and the Kindred, and the Ashe also has the Blade of the Ruined King, so 3-item Ashe gonna be putting in that work. You can see the Graves is still level 16 on those 3 items, is still the hard carry for University of Michigan here, but it just feels like they're just getting caught out kind of a bit too much, and St. Clair College are able to punish the mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, here, Greg Gorilla is just, I mean, we've seen it before. We'll probably see it again. He's really good on that Renata. Like, he plays it a good amount. And, like, he's clean with it. We see it. When he gets the grabs, he throws them the right way. His ults are almost always just perfectly timed. There was one that kind of whiffed, but like we'll ignore that one considering the other one that he landed. So he just Great Gorilla on the Renata is very, very, very good. It's kind of like those pocket picks that you just pull out and say, yeah, by the way, I play this and win, right? So a really beautiful pick and just.
Looks like University of Michigan is just playing guard duty on this Baron.
Yeah.
Just making sure no one pushes it, denying all vision that they can. But we might see a major team fight come out over this. But it looks like both teams are being very cautious.
Yeah, one mistake and the Baron is instantly gone for either team. One pick off on a crucial member, and that Baron will be going down this Yone with the Hull Breaker as expected. Will have the side lane pressure. Look how easily he's dismantling this Aatrox in the side lane. University of Michigan getting a couple extra win cons the later this game goes.
One thing I want to say is maybe they're hoping to drag out Baron until the other Dragon's up, because they know the Saints want to go for Soul, and then that will probably be their opportunity to go for it.
But they can't really give Soul for Baron, especially in this game state. Yes, they'll have the Baron minions, but will they be able to finish the game with the Baron? Probably not. All the tier 2s are still standing for St. Clair, so giving over that Soul in that team fight with that Ashe, it's just brutal.
Well, yeah, that plus Hextech Soul gives AoE, right?
So they start Baron themselves right now. They're going to go for it. And do the Saints have any vision? I think they sent an Ashbird over to it, but
they don't.
I don't think anyone is close enough to contest. They're going to get stunned out. A massive team fight there. There's the Renata ult, but it's going to get Zonya's there. They're going to get Graves. Graves not going to get any kills. They find one. Yone's going to go in there, way in there. He gets a lot of damage down, but that Kindred ult's going to save her, but Ash Arrow just misses.
Twist of Fate Flash gets the kill on the Yone, though. So the Baron does go over to the side of University of Michigan, but the Dragon is up in a minute 20. If the St. Clair Saints can get a lot of vision around that Dragon pit, should be able to secure themselves that one, but they will have to defend. Look how much damage that Twist of Fate is doing to that tower, though. Even though they don't have Baron, still able to take that mid tier 2 and put some gold in their pockets, and this Aatrox on the side lane won't be able to do much here into the Lissandra. Should be maybe a quick reset here for the side of St. Clair Colleges. Just Dragons up in 50 seconds, and you have to believe that this will be the fight that's going to explode the outcome of this game.
This is the problem with this is if they do take a team fight, they're going to have to contend with them having the Baron buff. It's not just one for the minions, it's one for your abilities as well. They're going to be doing so much more damage, and when the team fights are just that close, I don't know which way it's going to go. It looks like they're just running it down mid now, trying to put the pressure on the Saints so they can turn away from Dragon. Gabriel, what are your thoughts right now? Or Theo, what are you thinking? I don't know who to ask.
Thoughts are, this is the closest match we've had yet, for one. For two, I think this is the first time I'm going to say, I don't know who's going to win.
I mean, Dragon is up. You could see both teams dropping the mid prio, but this Renata is way too far up. She's gonna pop that ultimate on the whole team. That's so much damage coming out. They're able to trade out the support, but the Kindred is stunned up. They're able to pick up one, but it's so many trades coming through. The Yone in the backline is just Twisted Fate and Aatrox now in the 2v3, and the Aatrox just doesn't have the damage. That's gonna be the team fight going over to University of Michigan, and they're gonna be able to pick up that Dragon, and it's gonna be 3 Dragons apiece. They do still have that Baron buff, so they're gonna look to push out the mid wave, but St. Clair College just walking up not together, getting caught off there, and that Graves and Yone just doing so much work in that team fight, able to put St. Clair College out of their misery.
Ignoring Baron, this is as close as things can get, but with that Baron, it's not looking good for St. Clair College right now. These turrets are going to start falling quick. They're going to be very, very behind going forward.
Yeah, I mean, that gold lead is getting distraught here. We have 63,000 golds to 62.
It's not a big gold lead.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I mean,
surprisingly, not that big.
True, but every little bit of gold counts, you know. 100 gold might be 2 potions, but 400 is a ruby crystal. A ruby crystal is the difference between life and death, you know. But we're definitely going to be seeing a decisive fight around the Soul Healer. I mean, each team has 3 Drakes, which means next dragon is either the game-ending battle or the next Baron fight is.
It's going to be next Baron fight first in 3 minutes, and then Drake is about 4 minutes. So it's going to be very, very, very tough.
Yeah, I mean, a reminder, Twisted Fate's an early game champion here, right? We don't have that late game assurance that you would have in other picks when it comes to St. Clair Saints.
Lissandra's the same though.
They have the 2 ADCs, right? The Kindred and the Ashe. They have the Aatrox for that late game. I'll say scaling because he deals a lot of damage and heals a lot, but he's like semi-late game, right? He's kind of like a Pantheon where like he's really good in that super late game, but his mid game's kind of meh, I could do better, you know? But that late game in terms of University of Michigan is very strong, right? They have the lockdown / CC from the Lissandra. Oh, hold on here. Nah, Twisted Fate's fine. They have the lockdown in the CC from Lissandra. They have the Graves for damage. They have the Yone for damage. They have the Severe for damage. They have the Rockon for engage. They have the tools that they need in that late game to deal damage. So that's what they want to do, and they're getting there. They're at their late game. So this is when the team fights start getting even. Oh, hold on here.
Oh, solo kill. Solo
wow.
kill by the Yone onto this Aatrox, and this Yone will be able to just end the game here if St. Clair College can't respond. That's a crucial pickup there, but there's going to be the Renato ult coming out in mid lane, able to hit 3 members. Can they find any kills though? They don't have any damage on this backside. Battlegrounds will go down, and this could be the end of the game. There's going to be the Yone ultimate onto the Twisted Fate. He will go down though. So much damage coming back from St. Clair College, and maybe they're going to be able to hold on here. Yone just getting a bit too excited there and sending it into the backline. Twisted Fate ultimate is going to come out, but the side of University of Michigan are going to be able to back out. And from what looked like a disaster for St. Clair College, able to pick up that Yone and Lissandra. It's only a 2-for-2 at the end of the day. Yes, you will lose all of your counts, but your base is still standing. You're still 1 team fight away from taking this lead here, as Twisted Fate is going to have that 1v1 here against the Graves, but he does not win this one. He does have the Magi's as well, 14 stacks on that one and stacking. So a lot of damage going to be coming out from this Twisted Fate, but can he just get the damage off in time is the big question. Ashe now on 4 items as well. The Sivir is ahead. It does have the stopwatch as well as the 4 items. Graves looking to pick up his last item, probably going to be a GA if I had to guess. Yone also working on that Bloodthirster, and it's just late game coming upon us. 38 minutes into the game. Baron's up in 17 seconds. This is going to be a crucial vital point for this game, but the Dragon being up in a minute 7 seconds is crucial as well.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at how this fight is shaping up, you have just Twisted Fate, who's full build. I mean, the Magi's is going to stack up itself. And everybody else isn't.
Oh,
they're either working on their, like, 4th item, or they're not there yet. Ashe is kind of just, oh, hold on here. We got
taking a weird engagement here. Not all heads, but it's just no one there to back him up, and there's no towers to run to. It's looking pretty risky.
I mean, they are able to pick up the Rakan. No, they won't. He lives on 1 HP, and now the Lissandra isn't going to go back in. Twisted Fate doing so much damage, but this whole time, Yone is just ending the game. Bot, do St. Clair College have a response for this? Look how quickly he's going to be taking this turret. He's going to take the inhibitor as well. Probably the teleport forced to come out here. Will we see this Ashe arrow land here? Yes, we will. He does buffer it though. The gold card comes out from the Twisted Fate. That is so much damage onto the Yone. Will they be able to finish him off. The flash comes out. The Baron does go down, but the Dragon's up in 2 seconds. Will St. Clair College make their way over to that one and take Soul Point? They're running as fast as they can, but the Graves, Sivir, and Rakan will be there to answer. Can they one-shot this in time? I don't believe they can, but they're going to try. This Graves is so fed. The Dragon is getting hit. It's getting hit, and it does get taken down. That is Soul going over to St. Clair College, but the Baron will get taken out by University of Michigan. If St. Clair can hold on for the next few minutes, maybe they can pull this one out.
What a game. Everything is going University of Michigan's way, but now with Soul Point in St. Clair College's hands, they have a chance. They have something to play with, and if they could just drag this out till everyone's max level, everyone's max build, they might be able to win this. But the problem is they have to hold out long enough to do so. They don't have Baron buff. The next few minutes are going to be rough for them.
Yeah, I mean, the next few minutes is wave clear central, mainly against that Severe, right? This is the part where you wish you had a Runons on Ashe, because, I guess Ashe has enough wave clear as is, but it'd be nicer if you had a Runons. Of course, you're going for the last Whisper for that armor penetration against the Graves, against the Yone that's going to be solo, for that physical resistance on the Lysandra, right, because of the Zhonya's. So kind of like a generally good item to have on hand at all times. Yeah, it's going to be just wave clear central for St. Clair Saints. Now that they have Hextech Soul, though, they have that Chain Lightning, they get to clear waves a little bit faster. But that also means that the XP is getting shared, although I'm pretty sure most of them are probably at that point where XP isn't really a question. Is it? Does... Okay, sorry. Kindred is level 16, and Ashe is level 17.
Everyone on the side of University of Michigan is 18, aside from the support. Meanwhile, St. Clair College still has a level 16, a level 17, and a level 15.
Yeah, so like from that point of view, it makes things a lot harder, right? Just the pure level gap makes things hard. Because you can't play against higher level opponents, right? Levels are everything in League. If you were full build, but only level 1, versus a person.
Oh,
hold on here.
Is there a pick here coming out? The Ashe arrow does hit on the Rakan. Can they pick him up? Yes, they do. Aatrox will pick up the Lysandra as well. The Yone, though, is split pushing top lane. Will take down this turret, but that is 2 kills for St. Clair. Twisted Fate ultimate is going to come out. That's going on to the Yone in the top lane, I believe. Do we see the fight going on there? But in the mid lane, this Graves, Soulspar ahead, is going to look to find a kill. He's going to get hit by the Renata ultimate. Do they have the damage to take him down? Taking. There's the G8 popped. Will they be able to look for a finish on the game here? If they get the kill here onto the Graves, and they do, it is now a 3-4-0. St. Clair need to get their members across the map and start taking objectives immediately. They do have the characters for it. Yone is on the map. Sivir is on the map, but the St. Clair Saints are stomping down mid lane, able to find that kill on the Graves. Is that all they need? They do have a cannon wave. Can they take these turrets in time? They do take these so quickly. Twisted Fate just one-shots it with one card, and there's 10 seconds left on this Lysandra. They're going to look to finish the game off right here. Just have to watch out for that Yone ultimate. Will it be huge? There's the Kindred ultimate, ensuring that they take down both of the turrets. Here comes the team fight. The Yone is on 1 HP. Is he going to get taken down? Battlegrounds get taken down, but the Aatrox does find the trade. The Ashe on the back line is able to get the finish, and that is going to be a 3-0 going over to St. Clair College, and they are your champions in the grand finals.
And what a well-deserved victory. They held out through all the disadvantages they had throughout that game. They're in a rough spot in that game 3, but they closed it out 3-0. What a win.
That was a crazy game. They're going to be very happy with themselves after that one. You know, University of Michigan destroyed everyone during the regular season, and St. Clair College Academy just coming into the grand finals, able to get the 3-0 clean sweep, being the underdog. A great story for them, and a great way to see how this team has performed for the whole season.
It was phenomenal. We can see here Twisted Fate kind of doing that carry role, even though he technically not his job. He just kind of said, all right, then I'll do it myself, and decided to deal the most damage in the game. Those blue cards, I mean, you could see those things were chunking people.
Oh, yeah.
Right, he hit the gold card, he got his cooldowns back, he hit the blue card, and it was like, okay, well, they're just gone now. So, just that pure damage coming out of Twisted Fate definitely contributed, but one mistake, that's all it took.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden your empire goes crumbling down, right? And that's kind of what happens with Soul, right? That's why win rate with Soul is so high, it's because Dragon Soul just gives you such a large advantage that you have that ability to just say, oh, well, you took one step that is 1 millimeter too close. My one auto attack is going to hit you. Normally, you'd say, oh, okay, whatever. But now it's AoE slow on your entire team. You're screwed.
Yes. and
Yeah.
And like you said, Dragon Soul gives you the ability to punish near perfection, but I have to give props to St. Clair for getting pretty much perfection through this game, getting 3-0, but that's not all we have here today. We have Bad Rick Grimes and Codito for an interview after a quick break. Thank you very much for joining me here on the desk, guys. I'm going to step off and let you guys handle the interview. Once again, I'm Matthias, also known as Matthias. This is Theo. This is Gabriel. And overall, what a game that was, right?
Very good.
Crazy game.
Very, very well executed.
I don't remember the last time I was that excited watching a League of Legends game. I'm gonna be honest. A 40-minute game ending it like that, it was perfect for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, the only time I got this hyped up was, what, like Faker's play at Worlds?
Yeah, it's pretty much of that level of hype here. But we're going to throw it to a quick break. Be back with the interviews right after this quick break.
Welcome back, everybody, and we are here with our champions. Introduce yourselves, guys, and give us some thoughts on the game.
Hi, I'm Chris Badrick Grimes Contulas.
I'm Cody Codito Briggs.
Yeah, and we're very excited to have you on the stream. That was a very, very exciting series. The first two games weren't too close. You guys kind of played very, very strong, and you guys had that Swain pick. Was that something you guys practiced beforehand, and you guys were just like, oh, this is an easy win? You even forced them to ban it out in the game 3.
Yeah, so most games, if we're playing against like heavy engaged team comps, we're down to lock in the Swain every time. It's just so good when teams have to play into you. It really forces them to think about when they're going in, or else we'll just completely stomp them.
Yeah, and game 3, that was a firefight. That was a crazy, crazy game.
I was sweating.
The Graves was giving you
too.
guys trouble, but you guys, in the end, managed to kill him that one time and just run it down mid lane on the Twisted Fate. So much damage you did. It was amazing. What was kind of like a key point where you guys were like, okay, game 3, this one's very, very close. What were you guys thinking to, like, where was a big fight? You guys were like, okay, this big fight, we need to set up for early for this fight, set up our wards, set up everything, and make sure this is the key fight that we need to win.
I don't really think there was like any key fight. We just kind of figured that we would team fight better than they would, and I think like our first 2 games kind of proved that.
Yeah.
I think that Graves getting ahead early made things a lot more difficult and made like team fighting a lot more hard. But we knew that with the way that they were playing the mid and late game macro wise, we were just gonna outscale them eventually and just play better overall. So.
Interesting. So when it comes to your team comps, right? Those first two teams, we saw a lot of AOE, right? With you saw the Ornn, then the Gwen, and then the Swain every time, just there imposing in the middle of the team fight, which is beautiful, right? What types of comps do you guys prefer running?
You want to go take it?
Honestly, we don't really think too hard about comp. We just kind of try to go off of what we think they'll play and what we know we can play best. So most times we're not really thinking, oh, what's best in the meta right now? It's what do we play best as a team, and then just try to go and draft around that and play around their picks. Like we knew game 3 that they were kind of looking into more of a they didn't really have too much hard engage, but the way that they opened up the draft, we knew that we wanted Ashe Renata because we saw the Zyra Khan coming, and we just figured that it was better overall. We would have a better lane and bot, and we would just be able to come out into the late game much better. So,
very interesting. Another point that I wanted to kind of like look over, right? You guys seem to focus a lot on those dragons in those first 2 games, and then all of a sudden, the dragons kind of didn't become the priority anymore. In I believe what was like kind of centering more around the kindred marks, right? Personal interest here. But in terms of like value of a kindred mark versus a dragon, right? Like, are they really that like important?
I mean, I would argue it's not really more about the kindred mark. It's just kind of doing what you can on whatever side of the map that you can in that moment. So there's going to be times where maybe our reset is like slightly worse than theirs, or we have no cooldowns and they do. So we kind of have to look for an opposite play on the other side of the map. And depending on even like what the enemy camps, what camps are up for the enemy, we just kind of like go around that. Kindred marks can be good. There's a couple times where I definitely greeted a little bit more than I should have, but ideally, like if I can pull pressure going for a kindred camp, overall, I think it's just better for our laners. So I'll just do that.
Without a doubt. And, you guys played University of Michigan earlier in the year, and that one didn't go too smooth. What would you think was the biggest point here? Like, Codito, answer this one. What do you think was the biggest point in the change here? Because you popped off this series in the mid lane, I have to be honest. What was the biggest change against this specific team that led you guys to the victory?
I mean, since then in the season, there's been like a lot of roster swaps with people playing positions, but we solidified who our starting 5 is and what roles we're going to be playing. So that plays a big part. And another thing is just getting used to, because our team started the first week of NECC, so we didn't really have scrim time before the league started and stuff. So a lot of it now is just like we're getting better at like listening to calls and executing as a team of 5, opposed to like 3 saying yes, 2 saying no. So that's probably the biggest change in my opinion.
And you guys are now champions. Congratulations yet again.
Thank you.
How do you guys feel throughout the whole, like how this whole semester went, how this whole season went, and what are you looking forward to towards next semester?
I think this semester went great. I mean, we went to grand finals and lost in NACE, and we lost in quarterfinals in ECAC. Obviously, we're looking to do better in those leagues next semester.
Of course.
For sure.
But hopefully we can win NACE again next semester as well.
Without a doubt. And very, very strong form. Do you have any more other questions?
I could go on. This is League of Legends. I can ask so many questions. These are like high elo players. My silver brain does not comprehend. No, but generally speaking, no. I mean, you guys answered so many questions already, and they were so, I mean, well described, first of all, because I don't understand half of it. And I mean, the fans loved you guys, by the way. The chat's popping off. So, any words for the fans?
Shout out to everybody watching. Thanks
Yeah.
for tuning in, guys. You watched all season. We appreciate it.
Thanks for supporting us, friends, family, everybody. It's really
Yeah.
cool. So
You need everyone's support, especially to make it
Yeah.
at the highest level. You know, when everyone's cheering you on, it really makes playing games that much more fun. Especially when you have a good team around you, a good program like we do at St. Clair, when we support each other. It just becomes a great time. We start winning championships, we start feeling good, and that's just how it is. But we're going to be wrapping it up for today. Thank you to everybody in the back. Who's back there? Daniil,
yeah.
Tommy.
Uh,
Matthias,
Amanda, I
Amanda,
think. Yeah.
and then there's us two up here. But
yeah, us too.
you guys can see us.
We're
Let's
not
say-
at the back. We're at the front.
We'll say thanks to our sponsors. We got HyperX, Subway, Tim Hortons, St. Clair Alumni, and the SRC. And what else do we got to say to close it out?
GG, guys.
Yeah, we got Overwatch
Jeez.
tomorrow as well. We got the grand finals, NECC. So that's going to be an exciting matchup at 8 p.m. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming out to the interview and putting
Thank
on
you
a
guys.
great performance. And, yeah, we'll be seeing
Appreciate
you
it.
guys tomorrow. See you.
see ya.